Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the NASCAR Darian with the faces right off the bat. Just making faces. Welcome, everyone. My name is Eric. We're on my channel this week. It's good to be back. I was off last week. I was stuck in a remote location with no internet access, but you guys held down the fort spectacularly. I'm joined, as always, by Darian Gilliam, a.k.a. Black Flags Matter on YouTube. We've got Jarrett Lundberg down to my diagonal angle, good try, yeah, something like that. The iceberg, and then directly below me. Did you get a haircut, Danny? You look good. We got
I was about to say, look at Danny. Look at
fresh haircut today.
Yeah.
Look at Danny.
I walked in like I want it faded on the sides, and I want.
Okay, Danny. Look at him. Let's go.
It looks sharp. Looks fantastic. Well, it's great to be back, everyone. And I know three of the four of us are a little more tan than usual. I say that, and I'm looking at both me and Jared's camera. We look so pale in these cameras, like the lights. But
I look darker than usual. That's for sure.
But 75% of the podcast was out at Road America this weekend for the Jockey Made in America 250 race weekend, a brand new 4th of July tradition. We're going to talk all about the Xfinity and the Cup Series action from that race. We're going to talk about all of the big stories that have broken in the last few days, including Atlanta Motor Speedway's huge announcement yesterday. You'll get all of our reactions to that. And of course, at the end of this episode, we'll be talking about all of the Atlanta Motor Speedway action. I guess Atlanta, Knoxville, and Slinger. We'll talk a little bit about the SRX semi-final round, I guess. But to kick things off, I'll start with you, Jarrett, since you were there with us. What'd you make of Road America? First, I want to talk about just the weekend as a whole. We'll get into the nitty-gritty and talk about some of the racing specifically. But what did you make of, technically not the Cup Series debut at Road America, but the first time they've been there in 60-plus years? What'd you make of it being on the ground, Jarrett?
Man, there's a lot to unpack. I mean, are we just talking on track? We're talking the atmosphere,
more just the event itself.
Everything.
How people like because they're saying coming to the weekend there's gonna be like 150,000 people across all 2 or 3 days. It was new 4th of July tradition, et cetera, et cetera. Like we all went there. Tracks in the middle of nowhere, but I thought the stands, not the stands, the hillsides.
No. Correction, Eric. It's in the middle of bum bleep nowhere.
Well,
yes. Well, the atmosphere around there, I kind of likened it to Coda earlier this week. Just the fact that one thing that Darian and I both pointed out, I think all three of us actually pointed out a lot, was just that there were a lot of younger people, like people in their 20s there. And
people our age for a change.
I was like it might not have been the majority of the people there, but it's like,
it was a good amount.
It was close to the plurality of the people.
Yeah, I was
there
like, this is a NASCAR race? What is this? What is going on here?
And so there definitely was a lot more energy to the crowd itself. There was a lot more. I mean, you could tell there were a lot of people who had went to Road America for other races before, or just have season tickets or whatever. So that was it was very different for a race that I've been to. I've never been to a race exactly kind of like that. Like you go to I don't know, you go to Chicago, you go to Kansas, and they have like the same feeling to them. Like this one had a different feeling to it. It was definitely like both a party atmosphere, but at the same time, it also felt like it was just like the event that everybody had to go to. And from what I saw, I think it was like the #1 attended sporting event for Wisconsin in the 21st century so far, from what the estimates are.
Wow, that's crazy.
So like it was popping, man. I like that. The racing itself, I thought was good. Could probably look better. Probably be better, but
there wasn't much passing amongst the top 10, but I think that has a lot to do with the best were up front. Chase Elliott had the most dominant car. I mean, if only Austin Cindric didn't cut his tire and break something, making contact with someone, like who knows what the finish would have been? Because I really think Cindric could have given them a run for their money, and Danny would have definitely been ahead of me in the podcast points. Then I was thinking of Danny. I was like, dang.
I was
so
thinking
close.
I picked the
big brain move, yeah.
no, he gave it a good run though.
Yeah,
Like,
he was good.
I'm not a huge Austin Cindric fan, but I thought he could do good this weekend.
For sure. And also shout out to Corey LaJoy. That is my personal driver of the day because we personally saw him lose it twice and he was able to get it back on track and he still finished P21. And also he had
both times.
Exactly. And he had the best helmet throughout the weekend too. He had, what was it? Tim Tebow, Joe Rogan, Dale Sr. and
Abe Lincoln.
Abe Lincoln. So he had those four on there. This Mount Rushmore.
Can't get more American than that.
Yeah, that was crazy.
I just love the fact that the Joe Rogan face was like that one where he's like that. Like I love that face.
But personally, being at Road America though, it was a whole adventure, man. Just I've only been to like a handful of road courses in my lifetime, and like Coda was like the best for basically like for a little bit there, but now it's basically Road America because you get there and it's like it's in the middle of nowhere basically, but it's like it's laid out so perfectly. You go into the track there and you can walk through the turns and stuff like that. It's a whole forest basically.
What it looked like to me from seeing what you guys have put on social media, it looks like you're at a national or state park and someone just put a racetrack out there.
That's what I was saying.
Basically on the backstretch, there's like no intercom, there's no like television and stuff at the kink. And it's like whenever cars aren't going by, you can just hear birds chirping the forest.
If I was out of that race weekend, I would bring our camping chairs and wheel out our cooler and just find a spot and sit down and claim it.
Actually, that's probably what we should have done.
Yeah, probably.
Completely honest.
Yeah, probably.
That's what I was gonna say. Like my experience at the weekend was this felt like it was a lot of fans there, probably at least close to 100,000 probably on Sunday. I don't know if they hit 100, but it was probably close to that. It was a lot of fans.
They said it was over.
They said it was over, but they say a lot of things. Dave Moody said Texas had 90,000 people.
90,000.
It wasn't just Dave Moody saying it, though.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Okay, but what it looked like to me was that every fan that was there, this was not their first rodeo. For some people, I'm sure it was. I'm sure technically it was some people's first NASCAR race, but it looked like everyone had been to NASCAR races before or had been to.
You could tell they had been to. You could tell they had been to Bucks games before. So many Bucks jerseys.
There's a lot of Bucks jerseys. Yeah, they're down 0-1 though now.
It's funny now that they're winning. Those jerseys pop up.
Yeah,
I know. Yeah. Only in Wisconsin.
I live around this area, so I know I have a little more on the ground.
Yeah, no, he told me immediately. He's like, Wisconsiners only support their sports teams when they're winning. That's it.
I mean, probably like here. I've never seen a single Memphis Grizzly jersey, but I guarantee if they had a miracle season, everyone in Nashville would have one.
Yeah.
Anyway, you were saying, Eric.
Yeah, I was just saying it felt like everyone had been there before, had knew what to bring to a NASCAR race. Folding chairs, big flags to attach to your camper or hang on the fence or whatever it may be, coolers filled to the brim with beer. We had guys run into us at the track who was like, had a bunch of extra beers in his background. He's like, hey, these are like local Wisconsin beers. Like, they were just giving us beers. And I was like, I don't need them.
Was that the ones in the silver cans that you had?
Yeah.
You left them here?
I left one of them there. I forgot. I realized because I couldn't. It wasn't going to go through security, and I didn't want to drink it early in the morning.
My grandpa was like, "Hey, I like your friends. They even leave a tip here."
Yeah, I figured they'd love it, but that's what I'm saying. There was beer everywhere. There were fried food. Everyone had space. Everyone seemed to know what they were doing, and I thought that was different. Well, what's so funny, Jared?
Just look at your last super chat.
We'll talk about the super chats later on. Thank you guys so much for the super chats. We will get to those at about the halfway point of the show. Oh my goodness.
Okay. Backstory on that one. I've already seen the first one. Apparently, Jar Jar got married.
That's amazing. That's glorious.
Sorry, I'm sorry.
I've tried to
that
finish.
one got me.
I've been trying to finish whatever point I was even trying to make at this point. I don't even remember what it was.
That's everyone. It wasn't their first rodeo.
It was different than Coda.
Yeah.
Coda felt like everyone's first NASCAR race, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. I mean, it looked like it was still a fun time despite the rainy weather. Road America, it felt like. Not only was it a huge crowd, it was a huge crowd of passionate racing fans who've been to IndyCar events, IMSA events, and probably many NASCAR events. And I thought that was pretty cool. I really thought it worked out really well. I had, minor issues with concessions and things like that, but not nearly the same issues we've seen at like Nashville or Bristol or even Texas in recent weeks.
Was there issues of traffic or anything?
No. I never really saw it, and I think it's because everyone camped. I think everyone, like 70% of the crowd there were people who'd camped for the whole weekend, which is another interesting thing.
What's funny is like I think it was you, Eric, you were mentioning somehow people were stressing people, the fact that people was camping at Pocono, but I don't think I heard that much for Road America for some reason.
Yeah, we were joking about, NASCAR must have sent a memo out for Pocono to tell everyone in the industry to comment on the size of the campgrounds, which, they did seem to have a lot of campers at Pocono. That's great. But no, Road America was packed as well. But Road America, it's like expected. You're expected to camp at Road America. So that's what I mean. It just felt like people who were actually passionate NASCAR fans. That's not to criticize fans at COTA. I mean, we love new fans. New fans have to start somewhere. We've all been that fan before, but it was, that's what made Road America so impressive, was that it was not only a huge number of people, but that they all really were interested in the overall event. And that's why I said in my video, and I don't know if you guys all agree with me, I saw Jarrett's video, but I think Road America is perfectly suited to become the new July 4th traditional race. I know everyone loves Daytona, but as long as we have this playoff format, I think it's best at the end of the regular season. And I think Road America, I think it showed us this weekend that it can be a great at-track experience for that weekend.
How hot was it up there? What was the weather like?
It was like high up, like 90.
Yeah, high 80s, low 90s.
Well,
Sunday was hotter than Saturday.
Florida in July 4th, except for nighttime, is just blazing.
And it's humid.
Several people we talked to who were from around the area said this was as hot as it gets in the summer in Wisconsin.
And also really quick, shout out to Mike on Sunday, handed me my first cigar. I appreciate it, man. So see the fans, man. The fans were so
pictures
generous
of that, and I was like, "Is this dude really out here smoking?"
Hey,
and you put it out on some dude's golf cart, tire.
I know.
Yeah, I look down, he's doing that. I'm like, dude, just put it on the ground like a normal person.
I'm like, oh yeah.
It's taking too long to come out.
It's taking forever.
So you're gonna get a random bill from some guy now.
That was probably a rental. What were you doing?
I don't know. I was just trying to put it out, man, and save it.
Oh yeah. Well, it was a great weekend. I had a lot of fun. So you guys agree? Like, do you feel like this is because Indy last year? I know the COVID was a deal, but Indy just didn't make sense. Too hot.
No. This makes perfect sense. Yeah.
So my thing with Indy last year, and what I thought they were gonna do before they put Road America on, was I thought that with Indy they were going to build it up into like the ultimate racing weekend in with IndyCar and among other series coming there, but they didn't do that. So it didn't feel. I mean, granted, nothing last year felt like it was supposed to stay or be normal, but I'd say that if we're not going to have Daytona, this is the next best alternative just because of what's at the track. I know that we'll talk about TV ratings in a bit, but I think it's unfair to even look at the ratings. And I'm not one that uses excuses with the ratings. It's just that when it's on a holiday like the 4th of July, like it's not an accurate litmus test. We already know it's coming back next year, so I'm down, man. I'm down. I want to go again. I want to buy like $2,000 worth of fireworks again.
Oh no,
things that have happened. Indy still gets a July 4th race as long as SRX keeps going there, makes a July 4th tradition out of that.
It's true. Mm-hmm. It's true. They were there at Lucas Oil this weekend. That's a good point.
Yeah, but shout out to Chase Elliott, man. Once again, just comes in clutch. Another win. 2 wins this year, both on road courses. This one, I mean, I feel like whenever he wins now, it's always referred as a Mickey win automatically, just because Chase Elliott. Guys, come on, relax.
This one was fully earned.
It was straight up. Yeah, come on.
It was way less Mickey than COTA was. That's for sure.
No, COTA, he got bailed out by the weather for sure.
But here's how big the track is. Like, we were walking around and I was so tired. At one point, I saw Larson and Bowman, like they were battling, and then they bumped into each other. I thought that was a battle for the lead at one point. I was like, oh, Hendrick goes first. They threw away a win, but then all of a sudden I was like, oh no, Chase Elliott's leading. And then I tried to lead in the tweet, and then it stayed up still. And I was
certified slap moment.
Yeah, I mean, back by the kink,
exactly like slap.
It was hard to keep track of everything that was happening in the race, but yeah, I don't know what happened.
The internet basically was it was not cooperating for the most part. Unfortunately.
Speaking of that, there really weren't any big oh my gosh moments in this race. Cindric made that 3 wide move to take the lead. That was pretty hot. That was pretty fun. Later, I think Matt DiBenedetto beat Kyle Busch on a restart to lead some laps, and then of course Chase Elliott late getting through the field and winning the race. But that Larson Bowman incident, I think they were running roughly around.
They were in the top 5.
Were they in the top 5? They were around 4th, 5th, or 6th. I thought.
I think Bowman had lost his brakes at that point.
That's what he said.
What was going on.
That was the biggest oh whoa moment. But even after the race, it looked like from videos that the two of them were kind of laughing it off on pit road. It sounds like Bowman was just inadvertent.
They got 7 wins between the two of them.
Yeah,
they're gonna be all right.
They don't need to worry.
And they weren't winning this race, so really no harm, no foul when it's all said and done.
Yeah.
I will say though, we talked about Cindric a little earlier. Maybe it's just because of the small sample size and how good he was doing. I thought he had a better car than Chase did. Like I thought Chase had a very good car, but like Cindric looked like he looked extremely fast out there. I saw some numbers that like his average lap time under green was like half a second faster than Elliott's or something like that. It might not have been like exactly that, but
that's
a lot.
He's a beast. Look,
fast,
he's a road course beast, and you know when it's time for him to move up to the Cup Series, you better be ready for this whole Cindric versus Elliott battle here.
I think
that's gonna come.
I said it last year when I was making guest appearances on Backseat Drivers. They asked me, who do I think is the best road course racer in NASCAR? And I told them, well, it depends. Are you asking me right now? Because last year I said Chase Elliott, but I said when he's up there, I think Austin Cindric may take that spot.
He's shown glimpses his last couple of road courses. He led a few laps at Circuit of the Americas before. I don't remember what happened to him there, but he finished like 25th. And then here, he was up with the leaders, with the big dogs until, again, I don't even know what broke on his car. Was it transmission related?
I don't know.
I don't know what it was that broke. Or he like spun, he had like a flat tire spun out, and then they had damage under the car or something, or I don't know what it was. Something broke. Either way, he's had glimpses. He's had flashes where he's looked as good or better than Chase Elliott, the rest of Hendrick Motorsports.
And also shout out to Slap Shoes for being one of the most entertaining fans all weekend. Just whenever like he was
he goes to, he's awesome.
He was above and beyond this time. So like every time, so like people kept just eating it in the kink during practice and qualifying. I mean, just people would spin, people would get really loose, people this and that. So literally every time, and I mean every time, Eric and Darian can attest to this. Every time people went too wide through the kink, he would be jumping up and down, like bouncing, like bouncing like this.
Two Rick Ware cars battling for 30th were going through side by side at like 75% speed.
It was Suarez and Dylan. It was Suarez and Dylan.
And he's like, yeah, well, no. And the Rick Ware cars were too. Because he's like, Cody Ware is my favorite driver out there now. And I'm like, this is great. Like, we should have recorded him.
Yeah.
How many beers did he have?
Didn't he a few
it was before 10 and he had like 4.
Yeah,
going on 5.
Hey, he camped out there. He was one of the experienced race fans that camped at the racetrack. That seems like the way to go if I'm going back to
hilarious.
I think he is going to be hilarious for the SRX weekend.
Oh God, that's right.
He's going to be funny.
Yeah. But but I mean, it was entertaining going through there. And then like when we were watching qualifying and Bubba just basically I don't know what happened to Bubba.
I don't know what happened. Yeah.
He had a road course Bubba moment. So
yeah. I love in his interview last week after getting a top 5, he's like, yeah, it was great. And a road course is next. What do you know?
He knows.
And then another one. And then another one. And then
another one.
And the next one. And the next one.
Yeah. Well.
And the next one.
Well,
yeah.
Well, that kind of transitions into playoff conversation because before this week, Bubba Wallace was kind of lurking, starting to sneak back into contention.
And so was Suarez, but now they're both below the top.
Now
20.
Suarez breaking a gear or blowing a transmission on lap 2. Yeah. I don't even know where Bubba finished, but I don't think it was in the top 15 or 20.
No, it was in the back.
So now if we look at the cut line, if we look at that bubble, it's starting to widen a little bit again. Tyler Reddick won a stage in this race, so he padded his distance, his lead a little bit.
It's not as entertaining now.
I don't give it time. Things change quickly, but Tyler Reddick currently sits 15th. He is 75 points to the good. That's more than a full race. And 16th, last driver in right now is Kurt Busch, who has rallied in a big way. I remember I think it was after the Coke 600. I think he wrecked, or no, he got wrecked at Charlotte. Was it Charlotte? I don't remember now. There was a mile and a half of about a month or two ago that he got wrecked
at, or no, he blew an engine at Atlanta, I believe. Too,
it was Charlotte. He blew an engine. It was Kansas a couple weeks earlier. He got wrecked on a restart. But I remember after Charlotte, Kurt was well outside the top 20 in points. It was looking like win or bust, for Kurt Busch. But here he has rallied 4 top 10s in the last 5 races, including a top 5 at Road America this weekend. So he is 16th right now, plus 25. Chris Buescher, my boy, man. Everyone's favorite underdog this year, has fallen outside the top 16 for maybe the first time all year. I don't know, maybe he fell out last week. This may be the second week in a row. I don't know. He's been close all year long. He's 25 points out, and then it's 69 points to Ross Chastain, who's still in contention. Where did he finish? He had a top 10. He finished 7th or 8th, right?
Yeah, it's a road course.
Yeah, he's done really good on all the road courses for some reason.
Yeah, Chastain's in contention.
It seemed like yesterday we had all those contenders in there. I know there's still time and stuff, but I mean, I got to see more out of Matty D. I got to see more out of, I got to see a little bit extra.
He got a top 10 this weekend. I think he finished 10th. Not terrible.
I know, But I wish that the battle for the cut line was a little bit more entertaining though. It's just only having like a few guys in there, kind of like it's kind of meh.
I just love that both RCR drivers, because up a little bit, I think 13th on the playoff grid right now is Austin Dillon, and both he and Reddick right now have pretty
They're
solid
solidly in now. Yeah, and shout out to Reddick. He had a comeback basically. He had a tough start to the season, but they turned it around quickly, very quickly.
But yeah, Daniel Suarez, Bubba Wallace, two of the new teams, fun stories to watch this year, both did not have great points days at Road America. So on that note, you want to talk about the TV ratings real quick here, Jarrett, and then we'll go over the famous poll.
So when it comes to the ratings, it wasn't as good as last year, but there are a few things to take into account. And again, people know I'm not one that likes to make excuses and stuff like that. I generally push against that. But I think the reasoning based on tested history proves this. So 1.79 rating and only just above 3 million viewers. But even when you look as far back as 2009, when they raced on the 4th of July, ratings are always down about 1 million from, viewership is down about 1 million from the year before, which lines up almost perfectly with what happened this year. So I think all things considered, that's honestly not as bad. If it's that low next year, it's a different story. But from what we see right now, I don't think that it's anything to be too concerned with at the moment.
Yeah, last year's race at Indy got over almost 4.5 million viewers, if I'm not mistaken. And I think that was a couple of compounding factors. One, it was a holiday weekend, but not right on the holiday itself. And two, it was the Brickyard 400, which, as much as people like to crap on the Brickyard 400, it still draws in more attention, gets more headlines than most other NASCAR races on the schedule. So last year was kind of the perfect storm, and it really helped that race for at least a year boost its TV ratings. But this year, I think you're right, Jared. Landing right on the 4th of July, I think that was good for attendance in person, because on the 4th of July, people want to go out and do something American and outdoorsy and fun.
Just not good for the TV ratings.
Exactly, especially with the pandemic starting to subside a bit. I think it was good for fans going to the racetrack, but not so good for fans at home trying to watch on TV because they had other things they were interested in doing. So over 3 million viewers for a road course is still not bad, especially for a kind of a new slot on the schedule, a new track altogether, but a new slot on the schedule for this road course. Isn't terrible, but yeah, you'll kind of just have to wait until next season. When was the last year? I should have looked this up. When was the last year that they raced on the 4th of July?
2009 is the last I can think of.
Okay. So it's been a while.
But
yeah,
I'm not exactly sure. I just know that the difference between 2009 and 2008 was like massive. And then 2010 wasn't comparable, I think, because there was a rain out halfway through the race. Or a long delay before the race or something. But no, I mean, I don't think that's something that's really too shabby to look at the moment. It obviously could be better, but it could be a lot worse. I think over 3 million is something that's worthy of giving a thumbs up for.
I did see the IndyCar ratings were up higher than usual. It was one of the highest rated races on NBCSN.
I keep telling you.
Or was it NBC? Or what channel were they on?
I don't remember.
I think it was NBCSN.
Big.
Or was it NBC?
Because over 1 million on NBCSN for IndyCar,
that's
that's NASCAR numbers.
Yeah, they got, I think, 1.3 million viewers for their race. I don't even know where they race.
Mid-Ohio.
I didn't get to watch it. Okay, Mid-Ohio.
But again, that's the road course. You got to wonder, is that just a Jimmy effect?
Well, I bet Jimmy's helped some of their ratings this year. But I don't know.
Yeah, he's helped out. I mean, they got a good, exciting series this year too. I think
it's on the they had a super exciting Indy 500. I think has helped boost the last couple of weeks as well. I think that's been big, which makes NASCAR's Daytona 500 floundering for the second year in a row being such a bummer. But yeah. Okay, yeah. Chad's confirming it was on big NBC. Yeah.
Okay.
The Chad is our fact checkers.
Yeah.
Thank you,
they're
Chad.
Just on like a 10-15 second delay, so we have to wait a second to confirm.
Yeah.
I like how it could just be 1 or 2 people saying it, but instead 30 people decided to put it in there in case we didn't see the first 3 people. But thank you guys for letting us know.
Getting that chat rate up.
Absolutely. Hey, yeah. The more conversation, the more of y'all chiming in, the better. Quite honestly, ABC. Oh, Brian says it was on ABC. All right, but
it was
back a few years.
Yeah, you're a few years too late.
And then Crystal John says 2009 was the last time Cup ran on the 4th.
Thank you, John, or Crystal John.
CJ.
Deal.
Anyway,
All you had to do was follow the train, CJ.
But yeah. So that's the ratings news. But Darian, what do we have next?
It's the poll, the famous iceberg poll. Do we have a new poll record or no?
Nope.
Oh,
Not even close.
oh.
It was
How many
on a
voted?
holiday.
How many voted?
Only 13.2K, but again, it was a holiday. So.
Oh no, it's so low.
Oh, dang.
Oh, no.
I pulled an image of the poll a couple hours ago, but it sounds like a lot more people have voted. So these numbers may be off slightly.
So what I have, I don't know if they match up with your numbers, Eric. I got
Yeah.
24% saying great,
Okay.
54 saying good, 16 saying average, and 3 each saying below average and bad.
Hey, they still lined up. Sweet deal.
That's not
So
bad.
78% net approval, 6% net disapproval, 5th out of 10 on polled road course races for approval. So it's
Sounds
right,
about right.
in the middle. And then, looking at it, I think this is the 90th race polled, and it's ranked 36th most popular race out of any of them. So people liked it. I mean, people thought it was good. But looking at some of the comments here, first one is from Anthony Barber. Says, sucks for Matty D. He looked like he was going to maintain his position.
Well, yeah, what happened to Matt Did he just fade over the course of the day?
I guess he
Yeah.
pretty much just faded, basically.
Because he didn't have any. I don't think he had any big penalties or anything like that.
No,
didn't get spun.
he was very consistent for the most part. It was just towards the end the car just started fading. So
Yeah.
nothing you can do.
Denny Delivers put death, taxes, and Chase Elliott messing around in qualifying and then winning it on a road course.
I thought it was remarkable that Elliott and Kyle Busch started at the rear and they finished first and I think third, right?
Yeah.
That's tough to do on a
good.
road course, especially when you made the comment, and I agree with you, Darian. At least early in the race, there was not a lot passing up front. So.
Yeah, there wasn't much. It was, you had to really rely on strategy to really get, past others, basically.
NASCAR Sam has this. I don't know much
I
about
think
it.
Eric just saw
I saw the super chat. That's a good one.
Yeah. Oh, I can't wait to read that
Thank
one.
you, Vin Diesel. We'll
Thank
read
you,
the rest of the
Vin
super
Diesel.
chat shortly.
But NASCAR Sam brings this up. Danny, you'll probably be the only one in here that can attest to this, yes or no on it. But shout out to NBC for their coverage. Things like dissecting each turn really helps the broadcast, given how this track is new to the Cup Series.
Meanwhile, Clint Boyer, put it out, put it out, put it out.
Did they? Because I haven't seen much of the broad. Did they at any point do like radio style again, or they just it was more of a traditional broadcast? They just kind of covered the race. Probably.
I don't know. We since we didn't get to go, we were actually in Pigeon Forge, and because it was July 4th and so many more people was in Pigeon Forge, third was so bad we couldn't watch the race on our phones.
See, if the race was on Fox, they would have probably played skits during all the exciting parts. Probably, that's what they
It would have been.
Jeff, did you know they make a right turn up here?
Did you
Check
know
in
that?
on the Coca-Cola family of drivers, and they're all running 25th or worse. So
Real quick, let's bring Jay Leno in, see what he thinks about all this.
I can't drive. we just like rattled off every Fox meme.
Just
from
a bunch
this
of
year
nonsense.
in like 10 seconds or less. That was impressive.
Yeah.
Fox has become a meme.
Yeah, well,
Like they're
yeah.
self-parody of what people think NASCAR coverage is.
If Fox was still doing it, they'd get in on this Vin Diesel stuff. Vin would be at the race.
Yeah, they'd probably get Vin Diesel. They're like, I got fit.
I'm
They'd probably get him.
start your engines.
Listen, we are a family.
yeah, I got a family.
It's a family picture. Zach M says how much you would bet all those great votes are Chase Elliott fans.
Well,
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
sure that
Oh,
helped.
of course.
I will say, I thought the overall, because I noticed on, I think Gluck's poll, it was in the mid to high 70s positive.
Yep.
Here, I thought ours was a little more positive than I thought. Like, I thought the race was okay. I didn't think, granted, I had a jaded vantage point
Look,
from it, but
I think-
I was surprised so many people liked the race, and I think July 4th and Chase Elliott maybe skewed the vote a little bit there.
Yeah, I mean, I think also just people understand, like, look, I mean, the reason, the racing wasn't as great is because, clearly Chase Elliott had the most dominant car. I mean, there was, nobody was passing him, really, so.
I was just thinking about it because I see this comment here from Tony Stewart fan that says it should be back at Daytona, and I'm like wondering, did NASCAR make like a big brain move of putting Indy like one of the most hated tracks for NASCAR fans in the fourth last year as just a buffer room so people wouldn't hate Road America as much?
Hey, maybe. That's basically what it is. Hey, so that's smart. Good
That'd be a
job.
big brain move there, man.
I don't know. I feel like it's good. They're going to a real road course versus one where it's like, hey, this is boring in the square. Let's do something.
Yeah.
Hey, Daniel just said in the chat, Fast and Furious is an NBC Universal product. We need a crossover.
Oh, so
Oh,
get ready
make
to
it
see
happen.
Dale Jr. and Vin Diesel
Vin
confirmed.
Diesel would
Hey.
have raced for Levine Family Racing.
That-
I put that meme out there.
Yeah,
That is a
yeah.
skit I would be willing to miss some action over. No, I don't know, not much.
Well, I do like this one. Brett Ludwig in the chat says Jarrett's Larry Mack, Eric is Mike Joy, Darian is Clint Boyer, Danny B is Jeff Gordon.
That means everyone hates me and I'm
That means no. That means I'm a complete fool. No.
Hey, that means you're about to take over ownership of the most powerful team in stock car racing.
He basically
baby.
just called me a fool. Basically, he's like, Darian, you're a fool. Basically, is what he said. No, I'm kidding.
But hey, you got 10 wins.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got 93. You got 93.
Put it out. Yeah, but I love Clint Boyer.
Look at this.
Yeah.
Wait, who am I? Mike Joy?
Yeah.
Cody Ware?
Yeah. Cody Ware. Basically.
I don't have a cheese grater or a tire on me. Sorry, I can't do my
So
skit.
can you say pull those belt stops one more time?
Pull those belts tight one more time.
We need
Oh,
more,
yeah.
more
You got this.
enthusiasm. Come on, you're
Pull those belts tight one more time.
Sorry to our Spotify listeners.
That would make Larry proud right there. Can we just take a moment of silence to say one thing? We're going to talk about Atlanta a little bit later in the show, but with Atlanta getting repaved after this weekend, we're not going to see Larry Mack bring out the cheese grater again. After maybe this weekend, maybe on Race Hub. I know Fox isn't covering the race, but maybe on like Friday or something he'll do it. But yeah. Moment of
Maybe.
silence for the cheese
Well, they
grater
always
meme.
do race days on Sundays on Fox, so on FS1. So maybe he might
yeah,
bring it
yeah.
out one last time.
I hold the cheese grater in my heart.
More comments. What do people say about Road
The
America?
night before the Cup race at Atlanta next year, why am I hearing a bulldozer in there? There's Larry Mack. He's got the thing scraped on the bottom.
Hey.
Chris
Oh,
Burrow
sorry.
11 says, I give this race an America out of 10. USA. So I believe that's 1776 out of 10.
That's a big score.
Oh, yeah. I like this one right here. Blue Cup. I don't know.
That's the comment. Just
Yeah, that's it. IDK. I don't know.
I don't know.
I just like that. Oh, I like this one. Lux Luke 3139. Why do you always ask this stupid question?
When you thought of the race?
Yeah. And then someone says because it's the pole, the famous iceberg pole, but they spelled pole. They spelled
This is how you
pole
differentiate who
P-O-L-E.
watches the
Oh, they
podcast.
spelled no, you spelled it. Y'all spelled it P-O-L-E. Come
They did a
on.
certified Darian moment.
Oh, no, I would not do that. I wouldn't go that far.
Oh, what do you mean, Darian Gillum?
Oh man. Oh yeah, from the meeting yesterday. That's right.
Darian spelled his own last name wrong.
Yeah, I can complete my name. Yes.
Hey, he doesn't have water over there, and it's 114 degrees.
I don't have any water, man. I don't have any
This
water
poor
at the
man's
moment.
suffering for the stream. It's amazing.
It's 114 and it's like 67 here, but it's like I don't feel any coldness. It's just heat. So
I
it's-
think
it's
that means your AC's broken. I mean,
All right, I got to the last comment.
all right. It's
All right,
absolutely
I
a
will say-
negative.
It's from Dick Trickle.
negative.
Hey, we
Negative.
saw his fan club this weekend.
Yeah, and they're everywhere.
Still going strong.
Mm-hmm. These years
Uh,
later.
Danny, what do you think?
Negative.
All right, so road courses are ass. Tired of this new NASCAR with its white bread, boring AF drivers. I'm not going to say that one. As a Carl Edwards fan, I'd never thought I'd live to see the day where I'd say Kyle Busch is my favorite driver, but it's come to that. NASCAR has forgotten where it came from.
Get out of here. Go away.
I think that's the
Go
real trickle.
away.
You think Dick
Go.
Trickle would really be like a Carl Edwards fan?
Yeah, probably.
I don't know.
I don't know. That's it. I love when the comments in here. I'm gonna say negative.
You got they forgot where they came from, and all that stuff.
Hey, they raced at Road America in 1956.
Yeah, they did go back.
They went
the
back
good
to
old
one of the
days.
original tracks.
They
Yeah,
literally
they
dug up
did.
the ground and found their deepest roots and went back to them this weekend. Minus
exactly.
moving Daytona from July 4th. That was kind of a break from tradition. But we'll ignore that part.
Anything else?
Roots,
but
roots,
anything
roots,
else.
roots.
Yeah,
That's funny.
But yeah, that's the poll. The famous.
A famous iceberg pole. Now moving on.
Sound like Blue from Blue's Clues.
Bow-bow.
Oh, yeah, I see
We
it.
just got a letter.
A letter.
A letter. Let's see who it's from.
It's
Now
from the
an
Xfinity
email.
series. We have a lot we still have to talk about the
Yeah.
Xfinity race real quick.
Poor Ty Gibbs. He was
Oh,
doing
yeah.
so good.
He was driving through the field. What was he up to second when he broke transmission?
Yep, and I had said, I was like, hey, look at him. And then all of a sudden,
That
Ty
was
Gibbs has a
jinxed
problem.
him.
That was another one where I picked him, and then something happened.
I just want to say how good Eric and I did once again.
Yeah, we swept the weekend with KFB and Chase
Screw
Elliott.
you guys.
We really went out on a limb to get these points.
Like, I'm just like, I picked guys who were doing good, and both of them had issues with their car. I could have swung like 20 points this weekend.
I'm so done with this season now, man. But you know what? I'm just trying to podium at this point. I just want to be on the podium this year.
But Darian, it's a full season points format. Isn't that what you wanted?
I know, but dang it, man.
All you
I thought
gotta
I'd
do
do
is
it
go on
better.
a run where you pick different people and they win.
Hey, let's be like actual NASCAR, just change it on a whim.
Me and
Okay,
Jared-
playoffs have started
Handicap.
now. The reset.
Jared is not allowed to pick Kyle Larson the rest of the season.
What?
no.
That's unfair.
Hey, it's a fun
no.
flag, Jared. It's the SRX is full of them.
No. Hey, we still have a lot. We still have a long season to go. I could still podium, so I'm still on the come up.
Kyle Busch wins his 101st Xfinity race. He has a chance to go 5 for 5 this year, right? If he wins at Atlanta this weekend. Oh boy. Oh my goodness. And he's starting on the pole for that one. But Kyle Busch, I mean, he didn't dominate by any means, but kind of once things sort of fell into place at the end, all the strategies kind of came to a head and it became clear it was just running it out to the finish. He got that clean air and he was pretty much gone at that point.
Yeah, Cindric pitted like a dummy. I don't know why.
No. He had damage. They said.
Never mind. Okay, he had damage.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Sorry about that. Never mind.
Again, we couldn't really see too much going on like outside of where we were at the track. So if we say a dumbass comment, like feel free in the chat to just roast us.
It's fair game. Fair game.
It really is. But no, I mean, people were saying the Xfinity race is boring. I didn't think it was too boring. I thought there was a lot of passing throughout the pack. Maybe they didn't show too much in the back of the pack.
Speaking of the back of the pack, I mean, a particular driver was about 8.
Are we gonna go to our 2018 roots here for a minute?
Oh geez.
Gosh, but dang, like
I ain't saying anything.
I just gotta say, man, like when you're that off the pace, man, like 18 seconds off of second to last, not off the leader, 18 seconds off of second to last, like that is, come on, man. And
14 seconds off the lead in qualifying.
Look, man,
She was a disappointment to the comrades, that's for sure.
I'm not. You guys know me. I'm not a Natalie Decker hater or any of these types of things. Really, I'm not excessive. But I was shocked she was that bad this weekend.
Yeah, I didn't
in
think
an Hour
she'd be that
Motorsports
terrible.
car at like her home track, and she's done some like Trans Am racing before. She's run road courses before. She's probably raced Road America before. I don't know for sure, but the fact that she was double-digit seconds per lap in some cases off the leader. That's insane. I saw Bob Pockris sort of wink tweeted during the race. Just an FYI, this is the minimum lap time at Road America or whatever it is, and everyone in the chat was like,
I wonder why he tweeted that.
Is it me or has anyone else noticed Bob has been a little bit more like out there in what he says?
Hey,
Like,
he's still
just
really nice.
He's
He
fed
said
up
hi
with
to us
all
and
y'all
stuff,
asking
yeah.
if tracks
Oh,
have
yeah.
lights. He's just throwing
Yeah.
caution to the wind. He's like,
I don't blame Bob after some of the BS he has to like on Twitter. Like, hey Bob, does Bristol have lights? Like,
no, they've been running in the dark for years. You didn't know that?
you're like, does Kansas have lights every year but 2014?
I'm shocked Bob hasn't. Can't you like mute individual words on Twitter? Lights.
Yeah.
Lights should have been the first thing he muted.
Well, that's what I did. I muted masks at the start of the pandemic, and it made life so much better on Twitter.
I imagine Bob just has a huge list of people that are muted where he doesn't see them no more.
Probably.
Someone said in the chat, Natalie Decker is not as like less than Andy Lally. Like, yeah, no shit. Like, what?
Yeah, Andy, what are you
Did that
talking
need to be
about? Yeah, we know.
commented? Like, I'm sorry.
We know.
Like, that's not. I'm not trying to pile on Decker. That's just like, I mean,
Yeah.
Andy Lally's a great road racer. We know that.
He is.
Yeah.
So
Speaking of people who piled on at Road America this weekend, so we didn't give our guests some good luck like we gave some people.
Oh yeah, I felt bad for Sam. Another home race for him. He won the Trans Am race that night, but he
Yeah.
Hey, I didn't know he was doing the command. That was cool.
Yeah, he was
For the
getting
He was
cover.
very good with that.
Yeah.
He was
knew
very
it-
good with that.
he knows what drivers want from that.
And you know, a little birdie has told us a thing or two about him too. So you know, 2022 should be really exciting for Sam Mayer down the road. I'm just gonna say that.
Wait, didn't we hear that from the source?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sam Mayer's
him.
gonna race full time Xfinity next year.
Yeah,
That's
he-
what-
There you
that's what
go.
we heard,
Yeah, He literally was
I
telling
thought that.
fans.
I think that was already known. I think that was said when he first.
Yeah, I mean,
I think it's been expected. Yeah.
It's been
I
expected.
thought the deal
basically.
was he was going to do some part time, like after Josh buried, and he does most of the season. It's more like getting him to the right age to do the series, and now I think next year was already said before.
It's basically expected at this point.
Yeah, I don't think it was like a super huge question, but yeah, in case anyone didn't know, but it was a shame. He's run what 2 races now in Junior Motorsports.
Yes.
And he hasn't run. Where did he finish?
Like 19th at Pocono.
Because he got put in the wall in that one restart. He got wedged in the wall in that one restart. Not his fault. And then Road America, another just bad finish. It's disappointing that he's had 2 bad finishes to kick off his career, but. Yeah, it is what it is. We know he's talented. He'll figure it out. Again, he did win the Trans Am race just a few hours later, so he's solid. Just hasn't gone well to start the year.
I think the Bristol night race is going to be the one where we get to see what he can really do.
I just can't wait for next season in Xfinity. Sandman versus Ty Gibbs. That battle is going to be really nice one to watch.
That's if they keep Ty Gibbs Xfinity. Shoot, he might be good enough to go straight to Cup.
Hey, they better keep him in Xfinity. They better keep him in Xfinity.
That kid. I don't think that kid is. I love Ty Gibbs. I don't think he is like emotionally ready for the Cup Series.
I don't know that. Yeah, just let him get some.
But if they did say 2311 is coming off the second car and it's Ty Gibbs, I think Eric would low-key be kind of happy.
Oh, I'd be hyped, but I'd also be terrified. I'd be like, oh no, this could go badly.
Why do I feel like Ty Gibbs, when he goes to Cup, is immediately going to be a rival with Joey Logano? I mean, I feel like it's going to happen.
He is identical to Logano, except his family.
His family. Everybody is family.
Joe Gibbs.
That was good. That was good.
Dude, you're like Joey, but you're family.
Dude, Ty Gibbs is a literal clone of Kyle Busch. I'm convinced. So he's gonna hate all the Penske guys. Well, he'll hate Keselowski wherever he's at, and he'll hate Logano. And he'll be, it's not gonna go well.
I feel like he's gonna block Logano, and Logano is gonna ironically be complaining about blocking.
I feel like Joey Logano will just beat him off pit road, just normally, and Ty Gibbs will be upset with that. He'll just be like, that will be the fuel to make him angry at Logano. He'll just. Logano looks at him funny. I hate that guy.
They got a rivalry going. They would pull out a picture from like 2008, 2009 of little Ty standing next to Joey or something like that.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, it's in his DNA to dislike the Penske drivers. That's all I'm trying to say. But talking about really quick about the playoff cut line for Xfinity, it's not really any closer than the Cup Series playoff line, but there's some interesting drivers still inside the top 12. Michael Annett plus 67. He's 11.
It's so boring now.
The next one's not as boring. Jeremy Clements is plus 33. They've had a solid year. They've struggled a little bit lately, but they're still hanging on to a playoff
And who's
spot.
below him? Good old Riley Herbst.
To be fair, he's 2 spots back. Brandon Brown is ahead of Herbst. He's 13th, minus 33. And then yes, Riley Herbst minus 43. He got a top 10 this weekend, right?
Hey, good for him. 5th top 10 of the season.
Yeah, goodness. How many wins did that car have? No, I'm kidding.
Zero.
No.
0 wins.
Well, I meant last year. How many wins did that car have?
9. There were 9 wins. 9.
He's getting there.
I don't have to say anything again. I already said my piece a few weeks ago.
This week Herbst didn't do anything to
No, he ran well.
He
ran well.
He did okay. He did about what you expected.
He did pretty good. Yeah.
Solid. But anyway, Xfinity playoff picture. I do like, the Xfinity series has about 10 or 12 competitive cars, but that gives room for 1 or 2 of these surprising guys to point their way in every year. Like last year was Brandon Brown and I think Ryan Sieg. This year, Jeremy Clements is in it right now. Brandon Brown is still right there flirting with it. I think that's one of the kind of charming things about having 12 spots in the Xfinity series is it gives 1 or 2 small teams that chance to get some
and
notoriety.
It also exposes other big teams for how inadequate they've been in the season.
This year it certainly is. That is true. Yeah. But unless y'all have anything else to really add, we've spent about the first 45 minutes talking about Road America. That's it.
I'll just say after this coming week, I mean, there's 6 races to go now, 5 races to go in Cup after this coming week, and only 9 races left to the playoffs in Xfinity, and only 2 before this weekend for trucks. Just saying.
Yeah, the playoffs are sneaking up. The playoff season is sneaking up on us, ladies and gentlemen. The season has gone by quickly.
Someone in the chat just reminded us that after next week, there's 2 weeks off for the Olympics. So we'll slow down for a brief period. We'll get a brief slowdown.
But we'll still be here though. The podcast will still be here.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
There'll be things to talk about. I feel like silly season is going to make some serious headway in those 2 or 3 weeks. I mean,
In
there's
those 2
already
weeks.
rumors left and right going
Probably
on.
going to get like a track speed reconfigured. Bristol's becoming a 3-mile super speedway.
Trackhouse buys SMI.
Yeah. Or somebody.
It's a joke. It's a joke. Just saying.
Hey,
No,
it's in their name. What sounds more like a company that owns racetracks? SMI or Trackhouse? If they have track in their name,
Track
literally
house.
sounds like they own a bunch of
We have a
racetracks.
track in our house, guys. Come on
Our
in.
house is a track, man. That was like my dream as a kid to build like I remember I had like an image. I had a very active imagination. I had like a track built underneath my house is what I wanted to do. I wanted to build like a half-mile oval under my yard. Living in Houston, I don't think.
Hey Jared, tell
Pretty
about
sure we would
how
hit water.
Chicagoland Speedway was so close to living. It was so close to being by your house. Huh? Chicagoland Speedway was right, Jared.
Yeah, it was stone. It could have been a stone's throw away from my house. Instead, we have a movie theater in a neighborhood.
No. And we drove past it too. And I'm
Darn
like, pain,
housing
Multiple
development.
pain.
It wasn't the housing developments that stopped it. I'll just say that.
Oh,
but
AMC theaters? No.
no, it was the locals.
Yeah,
Oh.
the locals.
we'll just
the
keep it at that.
locals. The locals.
We'll just keep it at that.
Don't y'all have a
Ruin
racetrack
everything.
in Rockford? I mean, we went to a racetrack in Rockford, and it's not a NASCAR track, but there's
Yeah,
already
they're
a
owned by
track
some
there.
locals.
Yeah,
my
Rockford
goodness.
Speedway.
Some good drama.
I'm not gonna say anything. I'm not
Make
gonna say
Texas a 5-mile long paperclip track. Good idea, Dylan. Let's get Marcus
Cool. Smith
Smith on the horn.
3-mile
can-
super speedway with 60-degree banking in
Hey,
the turns and 40 degrees in the tri-oval and
Inversions.
38 on the front stretch and back stretch.
Give the Las Vegas Bull Ring a cup race. There you go.
I still say
That
it's too
should be
bad
pretty
that
Yeah.
Atlanta didn't just say they was going to turn it into a true oval super speedway like the Coca-Cola super speedway. I mean, they could have got Coke on board. They're right there in Georgia. They could have
Yeah.
called it the Georgia Mega Speedway because it'd be 3 miles. Mega Speedway. Come on, guys.
What's bigger, a super speedway, a mega speedway, or an ultra speedway?
Ultra
Speedway.
Okay, all right. I keep
Ultra
that in mind.
Speedway would be a 4-mile super speedway.
Okay, well then something's gonna have to be a 5-mile. Super. Anyway,
It
now.
should be 69 degrees of banking like Brian said.
Oh geez, what has happened here? All right, let's move on. We do have a question submitted to by a fan to the 4 of us. This is what's the email, Jarrett? weeklypodcastguest@gmail.com.
You are correct. All lowercase. I've just put it in the chat right now.
Sweet deal.
Yeah.
Well, this week's question comes from Napa Racing Fan 927. Oh, I like that, 927. Okay, makes sense. At first I read that as 927, and then I realized, why are you not an IndyCar fan? I love NASCAR, but I think it would be best for motorsports if fans of NASCAR, IndyCar, F1, IMSA, NHRA, etc. Came together to brighten the future of motorsports as a whole. Well, I know Darian watches a good amount of IndyCar and some F1.
I've watched more.
I've watched a little more IndyCar. I
I've
still don't
gotten
watch
into
F1 that much.
I've
It's too
gotten
early.
into so much F1 and IndyCar over the past couple of years. Like even at Jared's grandparents' house before we were leaving, I was like, "Oh, turn on the pre-race. I want to see what they say and stuff about the F1 race and stuff." And they were talking about Lando Norris and George Russell in the pre-race show before we
Lando
left and all that. And they were asking me these questions. And
I don't want to say that I'm not an IndyCar fan. I mean, I don't watch it as often as I do NASCAR or other things. Like, if you take me to any kind of race, I'm going to enjoy it. I'm going to have a good time. If you turn any kind of race on TV, I'm going to enjoy it. I'm going to find it entertaining. I guess it's just more, I grew up a NASCAR fan. Like, that's what I grew up watching more as a kid. So that's what I find more interesting per se.
See, I'll be honest, like NASCAR, like just fiddling with the package in recent years made me go seek out other motorsports, to be honest with you, just in case, just in case I didn't like, what NASCAR would be doing in the future. I would have something else to, to watch that would be motorsports related. And like, I feel like IndyCar, what they're doing in their series right now, all the spec stuff and like, the drivers, the personalities that are in it, and also Roger Penske, his plans for the future. I really think IndyCar is on the upswing in the 2020s, so it's really exciting.
I mean, I think the deal is more that we're just primarily NASCAR fans, like Danny was saying.
Yeah, we grew
I
up
mean,
with NASCAR, all that.
Well, and the thing too, especially when asking this question in regards to the show, is, I mean, it's the NASCAR Weekly Podcast. We're gonna talk about NASCAR more than anything.
But we've had IndyCar drivers on here before, and
Like, I saw NHRA on there. Like,
I like NHRA.
yeah, I like that too. Yeah.
am I going to go out of my way to turn on NHRA every week? Maybe not, but I went to that Bristol, and I got to tell you, if you haven't experienced NHRA in person, you've got to experience.
4 wide at the here at Vegas, the 4 wide event they have, it is awesome. It is so
Don't they have another 4 wide place?
Yeah, I can't remember exactly where, but Vegas is one of them. So
Well,
they're famous for that.
I could have went in Chicagoland.
Damn.
But yeah,
Thanks, Illinois.
Speaking, it's the same as them. Like, I just find NASCAR racing to be the most entertaining, and it's what I grew up kind of understanding. But now that I've met more people who have kind of introduced me to IndyCar and helped kind of give me a baseline knowledge, I've been exposed to it more. Like, I watch a little bit more IndyCar. Formula One, if it just wasn't on at like 7, 8, 9 in the morning every week, I would probably watch more. And then I've been to a couple World of Outlaws races, and I've been to an IndyCar race. So I have respect for all sorts of motorsports. But yeah, I like these guys. The focus is on NASCAR. But answering the second part of his question, yes, I think it would be and is wise for all American motorsports. I can't really speak on F1's behalf because they're kind of pretty far separated from NASCAR and IndyCar, but at least for all the American series to continue to work together, which is why I think it's genius that Penske was able to work out a deal to get IndyCar and NASCAR Cup at Indy this year at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway for the road course here in a few weeks. I think that's great. So anything like that. I love the crossover. We've seen like David Gravel, some people from World of Outlaws racing trucks. We've seen Kyle Larson and other drivers like Bowman, Newman have gone and raced Chili Bowl. Christopher Bell have raced Chili Bowl. I think there's been a good amount of crossover, and I hope that continues. And
I like IMSA too. IMSA is pretty exciting too. I'm getting into that.
Yeah, we've seen Cup guys will run the Rolex 24, and things like that. So there is a little bit of crossover, and I just hope it continues. And I think with the next gen car racing, kind of like a sports car, being a little more athletic, a little more dexterous at road courses, I think drivers from other disciplines might look at that and say, hey, there's maybe not quite as steep of a learning curve over there, and so we might see some more crossovers.
I think NASCAR guys should look into that Trans Am series that Sam Meyer was running in.
Yeah.
So I think that speaking of connecting other motorsports together, with the next gen car being kind of like a road course centered car being brought over to all of the Cup series, one thing I'm kind of thinking of is how is that going to disrupt driver development? Like because Xfinity and trucks will not drive anywhere like the next gen car will. I mean, Kyle Busch has said as much. So like that's something that I think a lot of NASCAR fans have to watch out for. What if people from like sports car racing come over to NASCAR, or that's a new chain of development that bottles into NASCAR?
Yeah, we could potentially see, like it could be, we could potentially see, more outsiders, coming into the sport, and also maybe, being somewhat competitive right away compared to years past. Think
about Ernie Francis Jr. just won the SRX race. Was he 7-time Trans Am? He's only 23 years old. He's won.
Yeah, he's basically like a 7-time champion in the Trans. Like he's a champion. He
continues to say he sees NASCAR in his future. He wants to make a NASCAR run, and I think with this new car that becomes more possible, honestly.
Yeah. And the abundance of road courses too.
I mean,
more parity.
His relationship now being in Tony's series, that might put him on Tony's, and him beating Tony in his own series, that might put him on Stewart's radar for a possible candidate to.
I think it put
Xfinity series.
I think it put him on a lot of Cups or a lot of NASCAR teams' radars. I mean, because I had no clue that he was trying to pursue a NASCAR career there. If so, I mean, hey, there could be an opportunity somewhere.
Yep.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I think it's great. More crossover. Jarrett's going to go whack a fly, it looks like. I saw that fly in person when I was there this weekend. I saw it.
It's real. I haven't been making it up. It's real.
We worried about you for a little while.
I don't believe it. I haven't seen this fly.
He has a fly swatter now, though.
Have some faith, Danny. Have faith in something.
Some faith.
Well, thank you so much for the question, Napa Racing fan. Thank you so much. And if anyone else wants to send in some questions, again, send your emails to weeklypodcastguest@gmail.com. We'll pick a different question every single week. We appreciate that.
But don't submit to be on the show or you'll be blocked.
Do we actually block people for that? Have we had to block anyone, Jarrett?
Have we had to block anyone?
There was one person, but it was more for different reasons than asking to be on the show.
We'll have to elaborate it after we go off the air, perhaps. But yes,
I can just put it in our private chat and just see everyone's reaction. Nobody that will know about it.
Okay, I like that. I like keeping secrets in the chat. Well, before we get to the lightning round, when we cover a lot more topics, we have to thank the first sponsor tonight, Lionel Racing, the official diecast of NASCAR.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, I mean, well, you can get them basically like anywhere, like Lionel.com, Walmart, Target. Get pretty much anyone you want. Well, I like that we're adding in a little variety, 164s and 124s.
Yes, R.I.P. to
Dan?
Kenny Irwin Jr. First off, I have a question for you guys. Why so serious? I love the Joker scheme they have on here. It's pretty cool. I guess Kenny Irwin drove this in 1998. It's a pretty nice looking car, though. So I gotta say,
We have 2 cartoon cars here because what does Eric have?
I got
you
SpongeBob. David Reagan
Spon-
drove this car. This was actually sent to me to my PO box this past week. I talked about on Out of the Groove yesterday, but this was really awesome.
I saw the
Hey,
DM.
a fan sent him that. It's not that funny,
Oh,
dude.
you're laughing at the DM. Okay, I was like, what?
Yeah,
Was
no,
he-
I'm laughing at the DM.
I thought you were
I'm
doing a
laughing at the DM.
SpongeBob impression. You know, I thought
No,
trying to do the SpongeBob laugh.
I'm laughing at the DM. No.
But
Oh
yeah,
my
anyway, love the Nickelodeon sponsored races, and I thought it was pretty cool that they actually ran a couple of SpongeBob themed cars during the weekend. This is from 2015, I believe. So this is pretty fun.
Danny, you okay?
I just read that.
No.
I'll read
Anyway,
it
that happened.
what car do you got?
I have got Chase Elliott's 2015 Xfinity cars. This is post-championship year, signed by him at a Napa in Crossville that I went to.
Awesome.
Nice.
I have Michael McDowell's Levine family racing car.
I got family.
job.
I
I got family.
That's the only reason you brought that, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's I literally I've been waiting the whole show looking.
You know,
over and
I'm
seeing-
so
I can't
shocked
wait
that
for
I'm
this
so
gag.
I'm so shocked that now all of a sudden Vin Diesel memes are starting to pop up. I figured like they've always been around.
They've
you know,
always
but-
been.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've been
Well, now
waiting
they
for
just
this.
start working their way into other things. So, like, I'm in a group on Facebook for Star Wars memes, and he starts showing up in Star Wars memes.
I got family.
No, I like the one where it shows it's like it's from Attack of the Clones, and it shows the Kaminoans with Obi-Wan. It's like magnificent, aren't they? And it shows your timeline. It's the entire clone army with Vin Diesel's head on all their heads, and it's like your timeline right now.
I like the one Chip Ganassi put out today. Chip Ganassi Racing's Twitter
Yeah,
account with like all their drivers, but with Vin Diesel's face photoshopped on,
funny.
except for Tony Kanaan because he looks so much like Vin Diesel.
See, on the NASCAR Weekly podcast, we don't have fans, we have family. On the
Yeah.
NASCAR
Oh yeah.
Weekly
I like you
podcast.
put that in the chat too. That's funny.
Everyone spam family in the chat.
family.
Ohana means
Okay,
family.
I'm waiting for a crossover with Vin Diesel from Fast and Furious and Vin Diesel from Riddick. I want to see the Riddick family crossover.
Let's do it. Well,
Oh man.
on that note, as the family begins to pour in the chat, do you guys sense that? I know you've been having some tornado warnings in your area, Jarrett, but I feel like one might have reached the show. Oh, geez, Darian just got blasted.
He broke
It's the lightning round on the NASCAR Weekly
Tuck and roll.
podcast. Did I break the mic?
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah, yes.
and you broke mine last week.
I think you broke
Oh,
my
no.
mic during that
I'm
one.
so
like,
sorry.
Hey, I feel like we need to do what they used to make us do in school when a tornado is coming. We have to hide.
Yeah,
and
just
hide
duck.
so the tornado doesn't find you.
Just start ducking. But anyways, Jerry, what do we have on tap for tonight in the lightning round?
Well, this might be something that people don't want to hear, but NASCAR is also going to plan to slow down the Xfinity cars. I see that, Danny, at Daytona and Talladega, according to Bob Pockrass. Road America has confirmed that they will be on the 2022 schedule. Now, they didn't say they'd be on the 4th of July, just that they're aiming for that, but they will be on the 2022 schedule. Haley Deegan ranks number 1 out of all female athletes in sponsorship values, according to
that is actually surprising to me. I could see like number one, you know,
Serena Williams.
Right.
It's
You
because
got-
of the social
yeah.
media presence that comes with her too.
I just,
Yeah.
Haley Deegan, what base is she not covered? Because for a while, we were beating her on YouTube. Not anymore. She blew that up real quick.
Oh, she's beating us.
In like a week.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it didn't take
More
long.
like congratulations to Chase Caber for becoming the best social media manager in the sport.
Hey,
Are you
basically,
accusing him
yeah.
of being a clout chaser? Is that what you're accusing him of?
No, the of being a great and supportive
Danny.
boyfriend.
Danny, don't you know that we're the clout chasers? Come on, man.
We're the clout chasers.
NASCAR and NBC have discontinued the Pro Invitational Series per Adam Stern.
Goodbye.
Yeah, I mean, we kind of talked about this. I figured if it was starting to run its course, and we had said all the way back in January, February that if they really intended to do this thing through the entirety of 2021, by summer people would start to get tired of it. People would
And look what happened.
And so I think it's wise of them to discontinue it. The last couple were just not fun. The Chicago one was interesting because it was a new track, but Fox didn't care about it, and I didn't expect NBC to care about it either at this point. It was great. Now, I don't want to leave on a sour note. It was fantastic last year. A year ago, it was
perfect.
huge. It caught everyone by surprise. The entire sports world was turning around looking at it. They handled it beautifully last year, but it just did not need to continue this year. Like NASCAR is continuing their partnership with iRacing. They're working with them to redesign tracks and stuff. Like, that's all great. You don't need to keep putting it on display through the Pro Invitational. That's not the best format to feature it.
What's funny is we complain about it, but honestly, it's what kept our show longer than like 45 minutes last year during the pandemic.
It
So
did.
Again, great last year. It was never a good idea to bring it back this year.
yeah. Atlanta Motor Speedway has brought something back. Coolers are now allowed again.
Whoa.
14 by 14 by 14, I think, is all the dimensions as we lose Darian. But
Does computer overheat?
No, I'm trying to fix my camera stuff. Like, the sun just keeps popping up in my face, and I'm so tired of it.
now it's on his hair.
Yeah, we need a time lapse of where like the
Yeah,
sun
right there.
is moving.
Perfect.
It's
You're so
literally hitting
blinded.
you
Wear his
right in the
sunglasses.
eyes.
Yeah, it's hitting me right in the. Oh my god! I'm in the lights. I can't see.
It's like when you go to church as a kid and it's like the sun just always hits right in your eyes. Anyway, Catholic schoolboy stories there. Eric Jones has said he's still uncertain about his 2022 plans.
Yeah,
but
silly
might come.
season, man. It's not
What?
letting off
No,
the gas.
Eric Jones is in trouble again. No.
He said that he's happy to stay with Richard Petty. He thinks he can help them
Richard
improve.
Hey, who else do you have? Richard, just re-up Eric Jones already. What's the
I
deal?
don't know. I mean, how much? He doesn't bring much sponsorship to the table.
They're holding out for Brad Keselowski.
Oh my god.
They hear Kurt Busch is available, and they're huh?
No, they hear Riley Herbst. They got that Herbst pack
Oh,
ready. Where's
no.
that Riley Herbst money available?
Hey, shout out to Eric Jones for running the Slinger Nationals last night. It sounds like he was involved in a crash and then had a technical failure, but cool to see him out racing that race again.
All right, here we got two funny ones. Brandon Brown is running a Baby Doge car at Atlanta this weekend, and Corey LaJoy is running the Boss Baby 2 car at Atlanta. I think this is the first time I've ever seen a direct-to-DVD movie on a race car.
Is that movie going straight to
Well,
DVD?
Going straight
It's
to
a direct to
Peacock.
Peacock.
It's going to Peacock probably.
It's
yeah.
that's like I remember, when we were kids, it was always like the direct-to-video Disney sequels. Like I know
Disney's
like,
doing that with their
Cinderella
big movies
100
now.
or whatever.
Yeah.
Now
I think it's only because we're right at that weird part of the pandemic where it's like not all the theaters are back, so it makes more sense just to keep it on digital.
Hey, to be fair,
I think this is the way it's gonna go.
hey, I took a class in film school, not to sound like an asshole know-it-all, but like one thing is, ticket sales. The movie theaters take like half the revenue from ticket sales. Only like half the revenue goes to the studios. So if the studios can like actually find a way to shortcut that or circumvent the theaters, I don't blame them for going for it. It's been a long time they've been trying to do it.
I did it, guys. I did it,
job.
guys. No more
Nice.
sun.
I tell you, I think long terms, movie theaters are gonna go the way of the dodo.
Speaking of paint schemes, though, yes, like the Boss Baby one's funny and stuff. The Doge one's cool, but I'm gonna put it up on screen for everyone. The Oscar Mayer scheme. What are they doing? What is this? What is this?
Oh God! See, Oscar Mayer. We have a history with these guys. First, they freaking denied Harris Liu his scheme.
Oh yeah.
One.
Forgot
And
we
now
have
we have
vendetta.
this.
I like.
man.
I like what they're trying to do. It's just a wiener on the top of the car with like a streak of
No,
mustard. But
bro.
what
Why
offends me
so-
here is why is the logo off centered?
Yeah, why is it so
Why?
bad? That's so easy to get right.
Yeah,
I
what?
know.
I just don't. I don't get it. I don't get it.
See, you know what it is? You see, the freaking designers are smoking crack. That's basically what's going on.
Don't know about that.
You look at it and you know what they're going for, but it just looks like a giant turd.
Dude, come on, man.
I hope-
you guys know better.
I don't mind like all one color cars and stuff like that, but just this one gets the basics wrong, And
This was painted on like Microsoft Paint, wasn't it? Just
Dude,
look at this.
look at their other. This is their Oscar Mayer car most of the year, and just look at it's blurry and stuff, but
fine.
this looks so great. It's bright.
Yeah,
it's
it
eye
don't-
catching. The logo is centered on the hood like a normal, car. Oh gosh.
Exactly.
You know what the logo reminds me of?
What?
It reminds me of when you're like on the old paint booth, when NASCAR games had paint booths. When they're on the old paint booth and you accidentally hit like your joystick too much and it goes to the side really fast. That's what it looks like they did.
I don't have the ability to pull it up right now, but did you guys see the Denny Hamlin and Harrison Burton offer pad schemes?
Oh yeah,
I've seen a Denny Hamlin. I didn't know Harrison Burton had one like that too.
Yeah, they both have their face on the cars. You know,
why that looks like some kind of weird high school photo thing.
It's goofy, but honestly, like, I don't know. Ever since Corey LaJoie did the Old Spice face car, I feel like a lot of sponsors, Bubba Wallace this week with Dr. Pepper, they've tried to capture that same magic again, and it just hasn't worked.
Mm-hmm.
It's never going to be
recaptured.
The
Bubba Wallace one was weird because I kept seeing it on Twitter. They kept doing random votes of, do you like this hood, this hood? Do you like this side, this side? And so they did all those, and they smashed them all together.
Yeah. And somehow Jesse Uji still won every one of those.
Yeah, Jesse Uji won the fan vote. He won the fan vote. Let's go.
He barely missed the
All-Star. Oh yeah, because I completely forgot. Now that the Pro Invitational is done, Jesse Uji can't win the fan vote anymore.
He will forever be known as the Pro Invitational's most popular driver.
Mm-hmm. The fan vote winner.
A record that will never be taken from him. What's next, Jared?
What are they ever going to do with the iRacing set in the middle of the Navy Hall? Anyway, Ty Dillon is going to be racing for the Comrades.
The Comrades.
What's funny is when I say at Atlanta, I immediately think I'm going to go at
Atlanta.
Chase Elliott will be running the SRX race at Nashville.
See, Chase, he understood family.
On July 17th, going against his family.
I don't know what the ticket sales were looking like before that, but I guarantee they're selling fast now.
Hey, I'm glad we got our tickets early on.
Probably going to be the most viewed race as well. But
I texted,
he's probably going to lap the field.
I texted Jency as soon as that come out. I said, you better buy an SRX ticket if you haven't already.
Has she? I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, she ended up getting a ticket. So
nice.
Close one.
Post Malone is dropping the video for his.
Hey, let's go.
I feel like when we bring stuff like
this
up,
easy,
we gotta
man.
I don't.
I was already doing it, Jared. You don't have to do it.
Yeah. Should we quote Drake Bell anymore?
Hey, he didn't write the script. He just said the line.
Oh, little Drake. Cosby
they're gonna
Bell.
go back and redo every single episode of Drake and Josh with like Drake. Drake the rapper's not gonna help much either.
I saw a meme that said, "I can't wait for the reboot of And Josh in a few years."
Yeah. Well, anyway, Post Malone's dropping his music video for the new song Motley Crue. Love the band Motley Crue. This Friday, the video is gonna have NASCAR stars Denny Hamlin and Bubba Wallace.
So this is what that Hamlin Instagram story posted him in the fire suit is.
Hey, NASCAR's getting put on, man, and you guys know I love hip hop music, I love rap music and stuff. It's finally good to see NASCAR kind of transition over there. Get some love over there. That's cool.
Give it a shot. No, and I think Hamlin and Bubba are a good tandem to sort of.
And dude, it was like trending on Twitter. It had over 20,000 likes on Twitter too. So hey, it's really popular.
Power.
I like this in the chat. Post Malone will own a team one day.
No, Post Malone's gonna have an ARCA ride. He's gonna try and get an ARCA ride. That's why he made this video. He's looking for an ARCA ride.
Is he a terrible businessman?
I don't know. He's doing good. He's up right
now. Post Malone will be on the podcast later tonight. I'm kidding.
Hey, let's do it. Hey, I feel like we're this close to getting Pitbull on the show. I think Post Malone's not out of the realm of possibility.
Let's go.
Marco Andretti says he's close to putting together a deal for some Xfinity races this year, according to Matt Weaver.
Whoa, Marco Andretti. Okay.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. And then today is the 20-year anniversary of Dale Jr. winning the 2001 400.
Dale did it. He did it. Dale did it.
Using lessons learned from his father.
Father go from 6th to 1st.
I had to bring it up. Anyway,
dude, that's the most epic voice crack in history. Alan Bestwick at the end of that race. I don't remember what word it is he voice cracks on, but one of the words in there.
See, everyone always talks about those. One of my more memorable quotes is like, "To the outside, to the lead, and turn 4."
That one too. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Let's just be honest.
Just the iconic hug of him and Mikey. That's just perfect.
And then also before they go green, can Dale Jr. win this race? Benny Parsons immediately, yes.
Hey, this was always a funny what if to me. What if Mikey just didn't care and just slams Junior in the wall and gets a win?
Mikey,
Going back to back.
Mikey would be more hated than Jeff Gordon at the time.
He wouldn't have had a career after racing.
He wouldn't have gotten out of the track.
Yeah, he may have had a life after that one.
He would have been a permanent resident of Daytona.
I'm going for his win.
That would have been like Chick Hicks level of comically evil right there. Like that would have been terrible.
You honestly couldn't have scripted a better race than that one.
Yeah, that's perfect. And I don't think there's even been a more perfect
Did
race.
Mikey do a burnout, or did he just show up?
I think he showed up. It's funny because Junior jumps off the car and then Mikey like just I'm gonna walk off.
Oh, and I see in the chat. No, the voice crack didn't ruin the call. I think the voice crack made it all the more impactful.
yeah.
No,
because
it made
was
it
like
great,
pure
yeah,
emotion.
no.
I thought that was what made it
Yeah.
great. That's why I said epic. It was amazing.
And hey, when we had him back on the show in 2019,
He did it for us.
Yeah,
he voice cracked.
Yeah.
No, I'm kidding.
Yeah. he said that was such a hoot. It was such a hoot.
That's his favorite call of all time.
Yeah, it is, man.
It might be the best call of all time.
Oh, imagine Chase when he comes in, he gets Hooters to come onto his SRX. Right, here's a Hooters car.
Get some Hooters.
I will die if that happens.
That's funny.
Well,
Danny, what would Barbara say about getting Hooters?
Barbara.
They have horrible service.
well, that's gonna do it for the lightning
dude.
round.
Yeah,
We're
they
going to
have
get
no
to
idea
y'all
what
super
we're talking
chats,
about.
but first, the Out of the Groove Podcast Network and the NASCAR Weekly Podcast are brought to you.
Wait. And that'll do it for the lightning round. And back to the show. Go ahead.
I thought you'd done that already. Did you?
No,
I
I
didn't realize that was such a staple.
It's fine. No,
This
go ahead.
episode is sponsored by Forney Industries. You can shop Forney's top-of-the-line metalworking and plasma cutting and welding machines at forneyend.com. That's forneyind.com, or at an authorized Forney dealer near you. Whether you're a professional or if you're just a do-it-yourselfer, Forney has everything you need for your next major project. So check them out, forneyind.com. That link is down in the description below. We've made it just past the hour. We have at least one more big story to cover before we have a ton of predictions and weekend preview picks to make. But you guys have sent in a ton of super chats, and I have a feeling many of these, I feel like y'all, I was glancing at them during the show. I feel like y'all created your own little fan fiction in the last hour. We're gonna do our best. We're gonna do our best to decipher these. Thank you all so much for the support.
I was just thinking, like Darian introducing Alan Bestwick, the voice crack, the famous Alan Bestwick voice crack.
Okay.
First one from Groovy Goose, Ricky Stenhouse, more like Ricky Yeathouse. There you go. Thank you for that. We got a couple here. Well, this first one's from Jar Jar Binks. Jar Jar Binks got married. Good for him. And they also have a 3-week-old child and does not like Kevin Hart, apparently.
What is going on, man?
I told y'all, they
What is
created their
going
own fan
on?
fiction.
You're telling me Jar Jar has bastard spawn?
Hey, so I finally get the references now. I finally saw all of the prequel Star Wars, and I hate Jar Jar now. I don't like him anymore.
Yes.
You've broken him, Jarrett. Well done.
He's so stupid. No wonder he got beat as a kid.
Thank you.
I don't remember saying that.
Thank
No,
you.
I thought
no.
I thought Jared
I told Darian a bit of like from Legends, and Jar Jar got what he deserved.
Yeah.
We heard it straight from George Lucas himself.
Mm.
Thank you, Irvin Alvarado, for the 10. I feel from watching the World Feed for Cup, I thought there was good battles. What? I feel from watching the world. Oh, watching the World Feed for Cup. I thought he was talking about World Cup of Soccer. I thought there was good battles from the front. Oh my gosh. All right. He thought the race was good and that the crowd was amazing. Whoa.
Eric is not okay. He just traveled like so.
It's hard.
It's
hard. Some of these super chats are really hard to read.
Yeah, I just need a period or two here and there. Mm-hmm. But no, I appreciate the super chat, Irvin. And yeah, I agree. The crowd was amazing in person, and I'm glad it looked good on TV. I was hoping that TV would do it justice. And then Groovy Goose, will they do the Pro Invitational for the Atlanta redesign? No, it sounds like they're not doing that. But they did, as we'll talk about in a moment, they did use iRacing to help design this track for better or for worse. And for Mrs. Jar Jar Binks, continues to talk about their new child and says they named it after me. That's amazing.
I'm done. I am done.
That's amazing.
And
Danny, you and I are its godparents. That's exciting.
Oh my!
Thank you, Andrew Meyer. If SMI really wanted a super speedway, they should have redone Texas or Kentucky, 2 maligned tracks instead of the one track that had only old asphalt.
I'm sorry, I'm just laughing. Jared's like freaking freaking out.
I'm eating a cookie, damn it. I was just like, yes.
I'm reading.
3 Mile, Texas.
Yeah, there's a point to be made there that I think Texas, if they wanted to like add high banks somewhere, Texas would have made more sense than Atlanta, since at least drivers liked Atlanta. Neither drivers or fans like Texas right now, so that's the one that probably needs the most work. So, well, good
Death
point.
to Texas.
Well, that out of context sounds quite rough. Goodness, there's a lot going on right now on my screen.
I feel like if anyone ever talks bad about Texas, you have to insert Sandy Cheeks. What did you just say
about Texas?
Hey, my family lives in Texas, and you can't disrespect family. All right, from Dale Albright, hot women at the track rate 1 to 10.
Oh, dude, it was crazy.
No, you don't. No, that was not a question you were supposed to answer.
Oh, I thought we were talking about during the weekend. I'm sorry.
No, well, you can have your own thoughts in your head. We're not going to answer that.
Well, during the weekend at Road America,
Platinum
they were
Paradise
everywhere.
sent a super chat. Darlington lost the Southern 500.
I'm like, is this a NASCAR race or what is going on here? It's a NASCAR race.
All right, Darlington lost the Southern 500 on Labor Day weekend in 04, but got it back in 15. I hope the same thing happens to Daytona for the 4th of July weekend. Yeah, maybe someday it will make sense to bring
Yeah,
Daytona. I'm telling you, Daytona's going to get the finale by 2030.
No. Oh,
yeah, it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen.
It's
You know,
gonna
NASCAR.
happen.
I
wants
don't
it.
know it's going to happen. I don't think
They want it to be the championship 4 finale, bro. You know what they do.
I've been saying this since
They
2017.
they want one of the championship contenders to go fly into the fence and win the title. That's what they want.
land next to the fans and celebrate with
Yeah,
them.
actually, no. If they can,
And there goes Almirola in the
if they
lead,
could-
but in
if-
the end.
if NASCAR could have the championship 4 all fly into the fence, coming to the start finish line on the final lap,
They're
they
on the
would.
fence, Herbie fully loaded style.
Yeah, basically. You
What
know,
is this
that's
show
just any sort of entertainment. Any
What?
sort of entertainment.
What is even happening here? What is going on?
We reverted to season 1 levels.
This is
Yeah.
rough. All right.
You're reading super chat, so we're just chilling. Until you're
Well,
done.
we got another one from Isaac. I'm not going to read all the Kevin Harvick and Riley Herbst memes, but he's
Well, if there's one defending Harvick.
no.
Yeah.
This one insults both Kevin Harvick and Riley Herbst. Thank you for sharing your opinions, Isaac. Thank you, Jake. Nobody. Darian, when Chase is 5 seconds ahead. Not often you see Hendrick Motorsports throw away a sure win like that. He's on you right there. He's on you
Dude,
for that one.
I tried deleting it. It just wouldn't delete. It was the same slap situation. I'm just like, oh my god. And then immediately when I go into the freaking replies, oh he wasn't looking at whatchamacallit, at a racing reference or blah 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 and all that. So just
They're
all
on you.
because of that. I know, dude, like they're instantly like that. So it's proof you have a certain amount of hate followers that'll just get on you for any of them.
From Camden, he sent $6.90. Very nice. Coda,
Nice,
we'll have the
nice.
road race of the year. Road America, hold my beer. I'll be honest, I thought Coda
Nice
was as
rhyme.
good or better
Oh,
than
that was-
Road America,
yeah,
honestly.
I noticed that.
Even with the
immediately.
rain
Nice.
drama, I thought at least there was drama. I don't feel like there was much drama at Road
Yeah,
America.
at least there wasn't rain at Road America,
Yeah,
though.
that's true.
So, I'll give it that.
Thank you, Daniel. NASCAR fans are snowflakes. Not one lap has been turned on the new Atlanta with the next gen car. The tiers are amazing. See, I haven't seen that many people trashing it.
crying about it yet.
Yeah,
but
I've seen.
Oh no, some have. No, some have. Some have
Really?
already
A
been
lot?
crying. Yeah, like I saw somebody was referring to one of the Xfinity races at Michigan from 2018, from spring 2018, about like them being like single file and stuff. Like, oh, this is what's gonna happen at Atlanta now. So I don't. Yeah, there's been a lot of backlash behind this.
Well, I will say this. I won't go off of what I saw in the iRacing simulation because
Yeah,
I've seen, if you watch the Coca-Cola series a lot of their races are ran like it's a super speedway, and they would never do that in the real one.
Mhm.
It's just those
Right.
guys are really good and they can run like that.
you just have a lot of opinions, a lot of differing opinions on the whole change at the moment.
This next one comes from Do Your Part, Get the Shot, and it's more Jar Jar Binks memes. They say congratulations to me for having a child named after. Anyway, then from Ethan Kane, thank you. I had a great time at Road America. No complaints at all from me. Yes, the caution at the end of stage 1 was pretty long, but I don't see a good fix. Other than local yellows, but yeah, I just feel like that needs to be worked on. I feel like NASCAR shouldn't give up on local yellows like as easily as it feels like they have. They should continue to explore that possibility. But-
They need to learn how to do that better, a little bit better.
But yeah, that caution just fell at a bad time right before the stage, and so it just sort of was elongated as a result. Whiskey Fox, thank you for the 10 Canadian dollars. Think I know the beer the boys were talking about. My estranged father lived in Wisconsin for a while illegally, and now he was an illegal immigrant from Canada, and he's home now. Was it lean spirit? No, it wasn't. It was something else.
I've never seen. I haven't heard too much of people coming over the northern border to
What
get
the
in.
This is quite the story. He just like exposed his estranged
Did you
father.
ride the moose in? Did you ride the moose over the mountains?
And then America
Yeah.
said, "You're not my pal, friend."
Yeah.
Avatar Korra, the Avatar
What
issues. The Avatar issue statements of congratulations to Jar Jar and Mrs. Jar Jar Binks. And more. Now they're using abbreviations. Thank you, Avatar Korra. I'm not going to try and read hieroglyphics here. Thank you, Kevin Stallman. That win at Road America was sorely needed for Chase Elliott. I was super concerned that DQ finish at Nashville was the beginning of his regression. Yeah.
Chase Elliott is the weakest link. He's the weakest link.
Darian, you're the one who. No, you're not the one who said that. Never mind.
I didn't say that, Eric.
My bad. You said a lot of things, Darian. I lose
Eric,
track.
I didn't. I would never say that. Come on.
From Mike Take
man.
Flight, thank you. Man, Byron was really getting pissed on the radio at his crew for throwing another win away on the stop where they lost him 7 spots. They're selling him. I don't know what that means. They're selling him, but
selling
they're
him.
selling
I
him
don't know
short.
what that
Maybe is that what he's trying to
Yeah,
say?
selling
I
him
don't know.
short.
For sale.
Yeah, I think they're selling him short.
But I agree.
yeah.
Byron, he still finished in the top 10, didn't he? Or no, he had what happened to him? He finished like 30th.
Something happened.
He had
to him.
something
I
happen
don't
on like the
remember.
last few laps. I don't remember what now. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that 24 has been off though. I got to say that they've been off a little bit.
From Harvick is a cheater boy. More congratulations to you and me, Danny. That's amazing. Waiting all week for cheater boy. What is this name? Waiting all week for cheater boy something. It cuts off. I can't read the full name.
Probably got to be Harvick.
Yeah. Anyway, saying that Jar Jar Binks should start his own race team. That's fun. Finally, one related to the actual racing. Edible Giraffe. Thank you for getting us back on track. Championship favorites. I think you gotta say Larson.
Larson.
Hey. Do not sleep on Kyle Busch.
I was
yeah,
about to say
Kyle
Busch.
Busch.
He was gonna be my third one.
Yeah.
I'd say Busch is probably a
Busch.
contender right now.
With more wins this season, he did great in this. It's the same schedule as last year. Don't sleep on Bowmanator. He lines up.
Truex, of course. Yeah. Almirola is going to be a dark horse. Look out.
No.
It's not gonna be.
Darian, you say
Blaney,
things
I
like
can tell you
that, and I don't know if you're joking.
What? Well, what's the problem? What's the problem? Almirola is going to be a dark horse. Be on the lookout for him.
He's
man.
like 25th in points.
He's going to win Daytona. He's got him right where he wants him.
right in the catbird seat. All right. See, I just don't understand. All right, Vin
The
Diesel.
catbird
Thank you for the
seat is buried under the ground.
Thank you for the super chat, Vin Diesel. The F in KFB stands for family.
Family.
From Daniel, wait until Chase Elliott does the Indy 500. #ratings. It's probably a good point. Chase Elliott will bring eyeballs wherever he goes. Scott
I'd rather
McNew.
see Larson in, honestly, but
I think Larson has a better shot at winning it than Chase Elliott does. Scott McNew, it was more of a traditional broadcast this time. Oh, yeah, well, I was asking earlier if they did any radio style stuff. Okay, well, it still sounds like it was decent. Todd
cool.
Blue sends a super chat. Right turn, put it out. I love the way we say put it out. We have a lot of super chats. I'm going to try and get through them really quick. We keep getting distracted. Thank you guys so much for the support. Isaac leaves another one. DI9, so Chase Elliott, I got 7 road course wins. Dom, I don't need wins. I got family. All right, there we go. From Alex, I hope Chase wins this week in trucks. My name is on his truck this week along with some family members, hoping he runs well. Also, the entry list is fire emoji. That's awesome. Yeah. I was about to make another family joke, but no, that's actually really, really cool. That's awesome. Hope he runs well for you guys this weekend. From Struggle God, sorry to join late, but the NASCAR Fan Council question for Road America was, what series would you like to see? Trucks, Xfinity, Cup, or none in the future?
None. Why is none an option?
Well, in case they hated it, it's a survey. But is it like
God.
either or? Could you say all 3? What if you said like Cup and none at the same time? Would that just like break their algorithm? I don't know.
Dude, I don't know what this fan council is stupid anyways. So dumb.
From me, Eaton says, "Hey Bob, does Daytona have lights?" Bob just blocked you for that. I guarantee
Yeah,
it.
he blocked it.
Another one from Ethan. Didn't Larry Mack bring out the cheese grater for Darlington, not Atlanta?
I wouldn't be
he
surprised.
can bring out the cheese grater whenever he wants. He can just be
Yeah.
hungry.
He
You
just
know?
has it under his desk in that little Fox studio. I think that's pretty
Has
safe
it
to say.
somewhere.
Another one from Struggle God was listening to Door Bumper Clear this week. Was Zane Smith really that close to the 42 seat for this season? I'd heard a little bit about that, but yeah, they said on their show this week that deal was almost done, and then Chastain kind of came in last minute.
Zane Smith was going to be in that 42.
They also, I think it was also they had a deal almost in place for Zane Smith next season, like he was going to replace Kurt Busch next year in the one car, or Chastain potentially. But now this Trackhouse has blown that up, so Zane Smith lost whatever opportunity that was going to be.
Well, that would have been.
It's all about funding. I knew Zane Smith had been working on something, but I didn't know if that think it was that far along. I didn't think it was really that realistic. But it sounds like it was.
Pitbull slammed the door on that one.
Hey, they are technically they still have a second Trackhouse seat to fill. They're probably going to go to Kurt and then Chastain in that order.
They're not going to have Zane Smith.
If he brings 38 races of sponsorship,
supposed to have a cup team. So
we'll see.
Then we'll do one more right here before we come back and get the rest at the end of the show, so we can move on with our next big story. From Rocky Mountain Racer, $10 racing spaces. The long form of conversation of that format. Would you guys bring in a guest for 2.5 hours to just riff off of you guys at a 3,000 foot level and where the sport is going and coming from? I'd love to do that. I know me and Jarrett were listening to the Tuesday Night Racing Spaces this week. It was pretty interesting. They had Hamlin jump in there.
Yeah, what are those like? I've never been in any of those.
I think what makes it great, because I'd love to get a driver or somebody in here for 2 hours and talk to them, but it's very difficult to get a driver or someone who's really busy or highly sought after to commit that amount of time. The good thing about racing spaces is because it's just publicly sitting there on Twitter, anyone can jump in at any time for any amount of time. So I think that's what you saw last night, Hamlin jump in for a short while. So I think, that format being on Twitter the way it is lends itself more nicely to sort of off the cuff random conversations like that.
If they just see someone that's interesting in there, they can just say, hey, do you want to come in here?
Yeah, exactly.
I've thrown out the idea that we would never replace this show here, but we could maybe do like a space at some point, even, and
our own little spaces, the NASCAR Weekly Podcast.
It'd be another day. We would not take.
Yeah, of course.
But
I know us start competing.
Ideas
for
the future. Ideas.
But all I was saying was just for in our show with being on a set time and stuff like that, we try to schedule days and weeks in advance, and it's difficult to get people to commit to that amount of time. But when we have had drivers on for an hour, 2 hours, because we had Mark Martin on for like an hour, we've had drivers on for a long time.
Noah Gregson.
Those are really interesting. Those are always really, really fun. Thank you guys for the rest of these super chats. We will get to the rest at the end of the show. There's a lot of super chats. We really appreciate it, but we're going to try to keep the flow going here. We have one other big story to get to before we discuss Atlanta, Knoxville, Slinger, all that stuff. So Atlanta Motor Speedway was in the news yesterday. Atlanta Motor Speedway, with maybe the big racetrack news of the year, they are reconfiguring Atlanta. They're not just repaving it. They're actually reconfiguring it. They're adding
the whole damn track.
They're adding banking in the corners. The front stretch and the back stretch will become a little bit narrower. The corners, the turns will become much narrower, about the same width as Daytona now. And instead of 24 degrees of banking, 28. It'll be the most highly banked intermediate track on the NASCAR schedule. In fact, I think it'll be the most highly banked track, period, outside of Daytona and Talladega. I think Bristol, with its progressive banking at the very top, is about 28 degrees. So comparable to Bristol in some ways, closer now, more comparably, I think, to Daytona than, say, Las Vegas or Kansas Speedway. So what do you guys think about this? What's NASCAR's plan? I'll a little more detail, a little more background information. They said that they did not consult any drivers on this, or very little. They consulted with drivers very, very little. I see like two of you guys are like falling asleep. This is not going well. Atlanta's boring.
Sorry.
It's not even the race, and we're already getting bored by 1.5 miles.
It's 1:13 outside. I'm trying my best to stay.
I understand. It's okay.
I'm like more stretching my eyes here. Is this a typo? Is this really going from a 4-degree apron to an 18-degree apron?
Yeah, so it's almost going to look like progressive banking. Like they're going to have that little 18 degrees and then 20
That's
degrees.
steeper banking than what's at Nashville Super Speedway, 18 degrees.
That's crazy.
I don't think they're going to be racing on the transition apron too much, but it's there.
But they might be able to.
Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, they didn't consult drivers, but they did consult iRacing. They built this track in the simulation and tested using iRacing's version of the next-gen car. They're going to begin work on this immediately after this weekend's race. It'll be ready by 2022. I mean, I'll let you start off with this one, Darian. What's your first reaction to the news about Atlanta?
Holy crap, dude. NASCAR Twitter was on one yesterday. You saw a lot of opinions. First, there was a lot of excitement, like, whoa, this is going to be a new thing. This is another new thing to the long list of new things that have been happening in NASCAR. But then others were slamming it completely. I know Kyle Larson slammed it. Denny Hamlin, he has more W's on Twitter than he does race wins this season.
I want to read Denny Hamlin's tweet, and I'll put it up here for everyone to see.
Yeah,
With all due respect, this same group, referring to SMI, has reconfigured Texas, Kentucky, and Bristol with 0 driver input. One of those lost a race, another one we don't race at anymore, and the last one we put dirt on. But
he's right.
What do the drivers know?
Yeah.
No, he's
He's
not
right.
wrong.
100. He's right. 100% too. And you know, a lot of people on Twitter are also just putting like a lot of things in general, just where it's like NASCAR doesn't listen and blah blah blah. So there's a subsection of the fan base that thinks this is just another case of, you know, SMIs and, you know, the leaders of NASCAR and, you know, SMI groups like not listening to the fan base or you know, specifically the drivers too. And, you know, I can understand drivers being upset with the change because Atlanta, that was, you know, one of the last true drivers tracks, you know, hadn't been repaved in nearly 2 decades and, you know, just basically was left untouched. And it's just so fun to race there. So I can understand guys like Larson and Hamlin, these veteran guys and guys like Larson who, you know, they're just upset about the change, you know, but I was also seeing some other people already like saying like, well, you know, RIP Atlanta and stuff, because I guess in some of the fan base's minds, it's basically going to be some type of pack race now, basically. So
I think it's so. Here's the thing: they tested it in iRacing.
How accurate is iRacing?
It's not.
Yeah,
it's not accurate.
Yeah, it's not accurate.
They're using
no.
the next gen cars in iRacing. They don't have
No, the next gens in iRacing are not accurate.
Exactly.
They're not accurate at all.
We're using entirely a car that's never actually hit the track on a track that's not even real at this point.
And the way the next gen car is calibrated in iRacing, it's like basically like you can full throttle it anywhere. So it's not accurate at all.
But that being said, it's clear that's what Atlanta and SMI are trying to do. They want to turn Atlanta Motor Speedway into a smaller form of Daytona. They didn't explicitly say that in their press conference yesterday,
but basically,
they alluded to, we expect the racing to kind of look like Daytona. We expect them to be closer. We expect there to be draft. Like they 3-wide racing, you know, that was sort of what they're clearly trying to make it look like Daytona and Talladega. And I thought, actually listening to that Racing Space yesterday, Denny Hamlin was in there talking about, you know, if they really want to just do that, just do it. Like Denny Hamlin wasn't even saying don't do it. He was just saying you need to knock even more horsepower out of the cars. You need to do different things with the tires because he believes, and again, nobody knows for sure because we haven't seen a pack of next gen cars at race anywhere yet. But, you know, based on what we know, it's unlikely that the next gen cars will be capable of racing in true pack racing form at New Atlanta. So scratch that for the time being. What is this going to look like? You know, I'm okay with them increasing the banking, only because we saw what they did when they reduced the banking at Texas. It made that, you know, that set of corners maybe the worst set of turns in the entire NASCAR schedule. So I'm okay with them increasing the banking, making it a little bit narrower if you're going to repave Atlanta, which I think they had to do at some point. It's perhaps a necessary evil. I'm glad that they're at least taking this opportunity to do something that I think will promote more passing. It may not look like a pack race. I kind of hope it doesn't look like a pack race, but I think there will be, you know, a good number of passing opportunities still. It's all going to depend on how the surface wears, what kind of tire the next gen car brings, and really just how's the next gen going to race on ovals. The next gen car isn't really built for ovals. It feels like it's built for road courses, and they're trying to sort of, you know, squeak it together to fit an oval here and there. And that's really weird for NASCAR. You know, that's sort of the opposite of what they've always done. So how they're going to race at intermediates period is still very much unknown. So it's really hard to predict what Atlanta's going to look like.
I want to bring something up. Because I saw people left and right complaining about SMI. I saw the Denny Hamlin tweet. But if you look in the last couple years, I'd say SMI has done a pretty good job.
No, for the most part, they have.
Like, let's look at the last 4 major stories that SMI has had before this. The Roval, one of the fan favorite races of the year. Dirt Bristol. Everyone thought it was nuts. Well, you know what? If fans showed up to the Spring Bristol race, we wouldn't have to worry about that. And it ended up being one of the most fun races of the year, to the point that the website backed up because so many people were trying to buy tickets for 2022. The push for the Nashville Fairgrounds, something that's been asked for now for decades and long overdue, but with new leadership, the push legitimately to revive North Wilkesboro. Now I know that I'm not defending Texas or Kentucky.
And you could argue their changes to Bristol hurt the spring race. I like current Bristol, but a lot of traditional Bristol fans didn't like them.
Yeah.
I didn't like what they did to Bristol 08 to the first race of 12, but since then the racing's been fine. Yeah. Like it hasn't been like great like the old days, but honestly, like I think they got it perfect about 15 through like once they put the PJ1 on. So maybe it was like 17 or 16. I don't know when the hell they did that. I don't have it all memorized. But what I'm saying is, I'm not saying that it's going to be good. I'm not saying I love it, because trust me, like I saw it at first and I was like, oh boy. But I will say people need to keep more of at least a little bit of an open mind. Like I'm fine if you completely just dog and rip on it, if they at least can have a lap run on it first. Like, wait till you see it first. It, like, more than likely, it probably won't be that great if I had to think, but I'm still going to go into it not trashing it to begin with. Like, I think that's my big deal. Okay, so yeah, sure, they had SMI had the cooler deal. ISC had the same thing beforehand too.
Hey, Nashville had the same rule, and they're owned by Dover.
And that's Dover.
Every track was doing that for COVID reasons, and now maybe Atlanta's the first one where they're finally like, okay, we're actually moving on.
And that's
yeah,
an SMI, an SMI track is the first one to legitimately end that ban. So I give it a little bit of leeway. I'm not saying that we have to think that this is going to be the greatest thing ever. Like, I'm not going to go full Bruton Smith in 2011 when he said Kentucky will be viewed better than Daytona. And it's like,
did he say that?
No, did he say that?
Yeah, he said that.
No, you
Spencer ripped him a new one.
Yeah,
duh.
Kind of dumb.
That's my big deal. Like, because my big thing, because like, don't get me wrong, I think that not consulting the drivers is probably the stupidest move.
It's dumb from even a PR standpoint. You don't have to take everything the drivers say into account. Like, if Kyle Busch says he wants this, Kevin Harvick says he wants this, you can absolutely ignore them, but at least have those meetings. At least extend an olive branch of some sort. At least pretend to care what the drivers have to say. But the fact that I think it was his name, Steve Swift, like one of the head of developments at SMI yesterday, basically said, "Oh yeah, no, the drivers usually what they want is what the fans don't want, so we didn't even talk to them." Like, kudos to him for having
that's not true. That is not true at all.
I think it's somewhat true. Like, fans love Daytona and Talladega, drivers hate it. So there's certain instances where I think he's right, but broadly speaking, he's not all. That's not a perfect statement.
It's a blanket statement.
Exactly. It's too blanket of a statement, and to use that as your defense as to why you didn't even talk to the drivers. Again, the drivers don't have to lead the project. Just talk to a couple of them, especially when we're dealing with a car that nobody knows jack about except maybe a couple of the drivers who've driven it. Maybe Truex and Kurt Busch, who drove it together. Maybe they know a little bit about it. Like, at least talk to them a little before you make the decision. You don't have to take everything they say into account.
It's okay if you hear someone they have an idea that isn't a good idea. It's okay to tell them that's not a good idea, and you don't have to do exactly what they say.
Yeah. I don't know. I just, that was a bad PR look, I think, to me. Even though not entirely wrong in his statement, it's a bad idea to not consult with the drivers before making massive changes to a driver favorite track.
I feel like for every single track change, there has to be some type of driver input. I feel like some type, I don't know, like, I'm not saying they have to listen to everything, but I mean, like, you have to, be open to listening to some things the drivers have to say.
Think about this too. Rusty Wallace designed the Iowa Speedway, which became a fan favorite and a driver favorite track.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think that's
we don't race that anymore.
We don't race at it because new ownership was absolutely.
I understand, but
but the overall race product,
drivers did like
usually
it.
Phenomenal.
Fans usually liked it. That's true.
Yeah, like, so. I feel like the drivers. I think the drivers are rightfully mad, but are completely looking at this from a black and white perspective. I think the fans are the same way. Like, I feel like there's more nuance here that people aren't willing to explore because it's just easier either to be completely on the ticket with NASCAR and SMI or to completely just bash the hell out of them until it's beyond recognition.
Yeah, either way is fine. Yeah, either way is like the easiest thing to do.
Like, if you asked me, like, Jarrett, is this a good move or a bad move? What one, black or white? I'd lean toward this probably ain't the greatest move ever. Like, I liked old Atlanta. I was even fine if they went to the old Atlanta.
I thought they were going to the old configuration. Yeah, I thought that.
I was hoping they were going to build those roller coasters outside of Turn 4. But,
yeah, and those casinos.
I guess
the
they didn't have $1 billion. I guess they were a little short.
The casino stuff is because of Georgia law, but
boo.
I mean, we
I want to see a roller coaster that goes over the track.
Yeah, I want to see one.
I want to see one that goes
from the infield
over. Can they just convert that thing at Coda into a roller coaster?
Yeah, that one like spinny thing.
I wanted to go on that thing.
No. I'm saying like the big thing already looks like.
Oh, the tower.
Oh, the tower.
It's great and all until they get stuck upside down over turn 3.
Back to the Atlanta stuff, though. I will say this: my wife and I, we went to Atlanta in 2018, and we both said when we left that Atlanta was a track that we probably did not consider wanting to go back to again. This does change that. I do think we will.
But so was it
likely
just
go to Atlanta
was it
again.
just the racing you didn't enjoy, or was it the facility?
Everything? Like it was
Hard buns.
It's kind of a rainy day, so I mean
The cheese
and
was cold
they-
on the nacho.
They only got like one tent vendor that showed up to the race, so that was already a bad note.
Ugh. That's
With it
ugly.
being a rainy day, felt like there was nothing to do outside the track. It took forever to get it started. And then what happened when the race actually started? Newman led for a little bit, strangely. Kyle Busch led for a little bit, and then Kevin Harvick dominated the rest of the race. And it was like, okay, now let's drive back to Tennessee. And it was just, it wasn't an exciting race at all. And we were like, I don't really care.
Hey, Danny, did they put pickles on the nachos instead of jalapenos?
I don't know.
They had pickles
Sorry, we're
on
making
them.
it's an obscure reference.
Yeah.
No, that's another point though that you're making, Danny. That I've seen. You know, I saw a few people post clips of like the 2011 finish and stuff like that, and they're like, "Oh, remember Atlanta?" And I'm like, "That was 10 years ago."
Do you remember some of the boring races?
I'm like, if the best thing we can do with Atlanta, or the best moments of Atlanta, are more than 10 years old, then yeah, that maybe confirms we needed to change something. You know, again, don't know if this is gonna be for better or worse, but I'm not opposed to them tweaking the configuration of the racetrack, make it unique. At least now it is unique. There's no other mile and a half like it.
Claudia and I are interested in going again because of the fact that it is fairly close. It's only 4 hours away. And we want to see, is it any better of a show from a fan's perspective than what we saw a couple years ago?
Well, damn, I wish I would have known, but then all of a sudden COVID hit as soon as we hit Atlanta. So that's my only memory associated with Atlanta Motor Speedway.
We're going to do the 2020 meetup in 2022.
And I still haven't made up for that meetup.
Same.
I still haven't made it. I have to make up for it, though. So.
Well, then we might all. Well, they'll probably have 2 races next year, so we can pick one.
Yeah, so we can pick one of them. Yeah, we can go to one.
I am not sitting out in the middle of the hot Georgia sun in July.
But it's hot Atlanta. It's hot Atlanta, though.
Time out, though.
I will go in early April.
Claudia pointed something out to me the other day. She said, and she remembers you specifically saying, "Oh, I'm going to definitely go to Atlanta when they announce that they'll be the first one to have full capacity." And then so many other tracks have come since then.
That's before they weren't the first track.
Yeah.
So she's like, "Oh, so now he doesn't want to go to Atlanta."
Plans have changed.
I don't want to go because, let's be real, I just wanted to be like a rebel and piss off all the people who are like, "No, you can't open them back up, hurdy-durdy-dur."
Wow, so edgy.
The chat's asking if I've been drinking. No, I'm fine, guys.
No, he has nothing to drink. That's the problem.
Yeah, I don't have any water, dude. It's
He's
113.
telling me before the show,
I still have no water.
all he has is
dehydrated.
milk in his fridge. That's
that's all I have, dude. I've been away from my apartment for weeks.
God
God
help you if your power goes out.
No, it better not go out again. I swear. It's gone out twice in the last month. I swear.
I was about to kick Darian from the call just to make it look like his power went out.
Darian's all worried here that how hot it is. I'm worried I'll get hit.
Oh, the power went out.
Oh no. Wait, hold on.
Hey, Five Wide Sports in the chat. What's up, man?
I've got some power for you, Darian.
High five.
I've got the lightning round animation playing.
Thank you so much. I need it.
All right. We've gone off the rails. This has been a fun show, but we do have to talk about something serious. There's actual racing happening this weekend.
There is.
There's a race. What?
Did I get is it the wrong week? Is it the Olympics already? No. Yeah. There's racing happening.
What is racing?
Racing?
It's hard to explain. You should ask my buddy SpongeBob. He'll fill you in on it.
Does it have anything to do with Racing Reference, the only website I go to for my videos?
I read that website every day for 24 hours.
It's like
It's
Eric. I don't know where to go with that. This is just wild, man. Oh man!
But you put up with it because we're family.
I hate this show so much.
And that's why it's family.
Guys.
Sorry. I didn't mean to delete that message in the chat. Sorry. I don't know how to work the chat anymore.
Alrighty. The racing in Atlanta, Cup and Xfinity. Trucks are at Knoxville, Iowa for some dirt racing. We'll talk a little bit about Slinger SRX semifinal race as well. But to begin with, just some logistics for y'all. The Cup race will be Sunday at 3:30 p.m. Eastern Time on NBCSN. The radio is the Performance Racing Network. The Xfinity Series race will be Saturday at 3:30 p.m. Eastern Time on NBCSN as well, NPRN as well. And the truck race will be Friday night, 9 p.m. Eastern Time. I know Darian's excited about that. He's getting loose. 9 p.m. Eastern Time at Knoxville, Iowa, FS1, and MRN for the radio. And then the SRX race number 5, will be 8 p.m. Eastern time on Saturday night, CBS at Slinger Speedway. Who won the race? Luke, what's his last name? 17-year-old kid won the Slinger Nationals last night. The youngest winner ever. He beat Derek Kraus at the very end to win it. So he will be racing in the Slinger or in the SRX race on behalf of the local track champion. So that'll be exciting. Weather in Hampton, Georgia this weekend, iffy. Not too hot. High of 87 degrees on Saturday with some possible thunderstorms, 45% chance of rain. And then Sunday for the Cup race, also about 88 degrees is the high, 50% chance of afternoon rain. So might see some slight delays. You never know. In Iowa, strong afternoon thunderstorms are expected, 45% chance of rain. That could delay that race, especially with it being on dirt. Meanwhile, in Wisconsin, Slinger weather is gorgeous, super nice, only a 15% chance of rain. So that race hopefully will go off without a hitch. Now, before we get, no, it wasn't Luke Ross. What was the guy's name who won? Chat, not Skywalker. No, come on, guys. What was the guy's name? I forgot. Anyway, somebody could look it up for me and let me know.
Wait, are you asking who won the Slinger Nationals?
Yeah, and the chat is telling me family won. They're telling me Luke Skywalker won.
It's Luke Fenhouse because he's the winner of the Slinger Nationals 200.
Yeah,
Awesome.
good look at
Thank
chat,
you. Yes,
Brad.
now the chat.
That's what I say. He's in the SRX race.
Yeah, he got the provisional spot by winning. I was just trying to get the last name right. But before we make our picks for this weekend across all of these series, we got to go over the pick points. Jarrett continues to extend his lead. He has a 34-point lead over me. I'm in second. Then the guests, do we have a guest pick for tonight? We'll have to work on that real quick. They are 62 points back. Then the chat, you guys are in fourth, minus 89. And then Darian, minus 101. And Danny, minus 102.
We're done, Derry.
Yeah, I don't know what to say.
Must win scenario.
I suck, dude. But you know what? I can still try and podium this year, so I'm not gonna give up.
You think we're gonna podium where we're at?
Yeah, we still have a long way to go.
Hey, you're only 50 points behind the guests.
Yeah, I can make up some ground. I can do this.
All right, well, let's kick things off. We'll go in chronological order. So we'll begin with the truck race at Knoxville, since that's happening Friday night.
I forgot that Jessica Friesen is going to be trying to make this one.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh,
that'll be cool.
That'll be cool.
So who wants to kick things off? Jarrett's got a big goofy grin on his face. I think he should go first.
I'm reading what they're saying in the chat. I'm sorry.
I'm going to go ahead and put my pick in, actually.
All right, lock it in, Danny.
And do we have a what do you call it, a guest pick yet?
Do we have a guest pick?
Danny, does anyone need to come hither?
Where's Shugs?
Well, if you see what I put into the chat, he's actually been crying outside the door
Oh, no, but suck it up, Shug. Suck it up.
Yeah, be a man.
Yeah, suck it up.
Damn.
I don't know. I can get Claudia if we need to, or we can find someone else, whatever you guys want to do.
Claudia, please.
Who'd you say was in the chat earlier?
5 Wide Sports.
Oh yeah, 5 Wide. If they're still in the chat.
Yeah, 5 Wide. If you want to help make your picks, go for it.
But
yeah, just put your pick for each one in the chat, and we'll write it down.
I'll go ahead and put my pick in. Since I'm 102 points back, and I really have nothing to lose at this point. Donnie Schatz.
Hey, I want to see it. What truck's he driving?
The 17 for David Gillen.
Oh, I want to see that. I don't think he's going to
So
win
he's sharing notes of Haley Deegan, who's a pretty good dirt racer, too.
Yeah, I think that'll be interesting.
Talking about who's going to win the truck race, correct?
Yes.
I'll go with Stuart Friesen. I like Friesen on these dirt tracks. You know what it is. Stuart Friesen's a dirt legend, so...
I'm going to go with the guy who actually kept pace with Truex at Dirt Bristol. Pretty good on dirt. I'm going with Rhodes.
Ben Rhodes. See, I was torn between Ben Rhodes and Stuart Friesen. And since you went with Ben Rhodes, Jarrett, I got to do something to close that gap. I'll go with Stewie. Stuart Friesen's my pick as well. Shugs, who you got?
I'm going to go with Haley Deegan.
Whoa, Deegan.
Okay. So, Haley Deegan.
Well,
that's Shug's one pick for the podcast.
Nice. All right, and the chat seems to be going Friesen.
Down?
Yeah.
Put it down for now. We'll ask somebody after the stream to put in picks. It looks like the chat's going with Friesen though. So.
Yeah. freezing.
Okay. I'm gonna be there, so I'll let you know whether or not I was.
You're
or
gonna be in
you-
Knoxville?
or-
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
It's only 4 hours.
Sweet. All right. The next up, yeah, we'll go and do the Xfinity race, and then we'll do SRX. So Xfinity at Atlanta, KFB's on pole. Is that gonna influence anyone's picks? Who's going first?
Yeah.
Danny, you going first?
Like Kyle, I'm just gonna pick Kyle Busch. Just get it out the way.
I'm going to Kyle Busch too. That's a safe
Yeah.
one.
All right. I guess I'll go Kyle as well. He's
No.
gonna go 5 in a row.
Is everybody gonna go Kyle? It sounds like.
I'm going Kyle as well.
Dang.
You sure you don't want to get creative with that, Jarrett? Go with I don't know.
I was thinking Gregson.
Who was in the Comrade Mobile this week? Ty Dillon?
Ty Dillon, yeah.
You sure you don't want to go with Ty Dillon?
Go with him.
I was thinking about Gregson because he was fast and Atlanta's pretty good track for him, but no, I'm going. I want KFB to go 5 for 5 just to piss people off.
What's that, Shugs? Really? Okay, I'll tell him. Shugs says he thinks Riley Herbst will win.
Oh, no. We're just killing the guess. Whoa, what are we doing?
I am not putting that down.
We're not gonna put that. We're gonna put that.
That's so insulting to Herbst.
I misheard him. He said Harrison Burton actually.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
It kind of sounds like it at first.
There we go. That's more believable.
Chat's
His
going
language is harder to translate.
I see. It's language barrier. That's understandable.
Yeah.
Kyle Busch is the chat's pick.
Yeah. By a landslide.
Okay.
So then for bonus points, the SRX race at Slinger. Biff is back. Mikey's always there.
Put Mikey. Yeah.
We got this Luke Fenhouse kid who's 17 years old, youngest Slinger Nationals winner ever. Deegan's back. Who you guys got?
Mikey. I'm always going with Mikey.
Okay.
I'm a loyalist.
We'll see if that works out for you.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take a shot on Luke Fenhouse. I'm gonna take a shot on him.
He's 17. I heard his interview. I saw quotes from his interview originally when they're like, "Oh yeah, we're gonna see you next week." He was like, "Oh, I have another race that night," or something like that. So he wasn't even like. I don't think he expected to be here. So I have a feeling he's gonna be a bit starstruck. I'm gonna go with good old Greg Biffle. I think Greg Biffle gets it done.
69.
Yep.
69.
Heck,
Nice.
I'm gonna say Ernie Francis Jr. goes 2 for 2.
Not bad. Not bad.
Well, not 2 for 2, but back to back. He's done the whole season.
How big is Lucas Oil Raceway?
Short. Oh wait, no.
It's a short track. But I think is it,
Yeah.
Is it,
Half
is it
mile.
half or is it 3/8 or something?
6/10, I thought.
Oh, is it 6/10? Okay,
No. I'll be.
that sounds right. It's a little.
I'll-
bit.
It's something. It's a racetrack.
No, I knew that. That much I knew. I understood
Yeah.
that much.
Just a racetrack.
Let me look it up. Let me be completely
Guys,
sure.
Chase Elliott's not racing this weekend, y'all. He's not in the SRX race. Y'all got chill.
Shugs, who you going for?
625.
Okay,
So I was close.
0.625.
Oh, he said he's doubling down on Haley Deegan, guys.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
All right, okay.
Wow. All right.
I see a lot of Biffles, some Labanis. It's probably between those two, but I think they're leaning. I feel like they were leaning towards Biffle.
I see Mikey. There's one Mikey.
There's one guy spamming.
I see a lot of
Mikey.
Biff.
Yeah, a lot of
Give him
Biffles though.
Biffle. Biffle will be fun.
Yeah. a lot of
69.
Alrighty. So now we got to get into the Cup race. Who's gonna suck the underdogs and who is going to win?
I don't think we should give the dark horse or suck picks to the cat on this one.
No,
No.
Shugs just gonna pick us a winner.
All
Just
right.
winners.
All right, so who's gonna suck? Atlanta. But right now, some of the bubble drivers come to mind. They're very inconsistent. I don't know. It's just Ross Chastain. He's like, I'm always hopeful for him that he'll like eventually like get his stuff together and stuff. But I don't know. He's just so inconsistent for me. I feel like he'll suck this week and then the next week he'll do good. So this will be one of those bad races. So Ross Chastain will do something that he usually does that'll set him back.
Damn.
Wow.
Okay, I'll put my pick in there. His average finish at Atlanta is 21st. Alex Bowman to suck this weekend.
Shoot,
meme
I
is
might have
getting
to pick
old.
him to. I might have to pick him to win. I don't know. I'm thinking.
Well, wait, shoot. Dang it. Well, he finished third in the spring somehow, so.
Well, my suck pick is going to be somebody who's probably surprising for some people because he's won here before. but he just hasn't been on it this year. He just is off. I'm going Brad Keselowski. Penske guys always have one or two guys that are off at Atlanta.
I was going to say Keselowski. I'll pick my backup. I'll go with another bold one. Martin Truex Jr., he struggles. Since he won, I had to do this research earlier, since he won at Darlington, which was his third win of the year at the time, he only has 2 top 10s. That's 8 races.
Ooh,
He kind of fell off after that third.
Yeah, they've been
it,
slacking.
I feel like Atlanta is historically a good track for him, but other historically good tracks for him this year have not gone well. Like the concrete tracks like Dover, he was way off the pace. Like, I didn't understand it.
Can't get right.
He was good at Sonoma, though. He was good at Sonoma. He ran top 5 there. But, yeah, I think Truex runs like 12th, 15th, something like that. Chat's kind of all over the place. We got your usual Eric Almirola brigade. A lot for Harvick, of course. Some good Harvick slander. A couple Cole Custers. Boris said. All right. Cody Ware's someone's pick for last place. Yeah, I really don't know who to go with. It's kind of spread all across the map, quite honestly.
I see Almirola. I see
Just give
Harvick.
Almirola.
Yeah.
Or Bubba Walsh. There's a few for Bubba. It's
Yeah.
really only like 2 guys, though.
I don't know. They're close, man.
Yeah, I know.
Really
It's
close.
iffy.
Because it's all different people.
Yeah. Yeah, I put slow mode on. There's only about, they have to wait like 10 or 15 seconds.
I'm seeing some Cole Custer out there.
Yeah.
Man, I don't know.
I say give him Custer.
Sure, go for it. Why not?
Yep. Give him Toad Custer.
The custard. Oh my
Man,
god.
Darren, you're ruthless tonight. You called him Toad?
What is that? Dude, I'm tired. Dude, it's 1:13, dude. I'm not
That's true.
thinking. I'm not
He's-
thinking anymore.
Fever. He has a fever out there. It's tough.
Yeah, it's hard.
You know what it is out here, Darian, in this garage?
I don't know. What is
It's a
it?
cool 75.
Yeah, that sounds
all.
nice. Sounds
I
really
think you
nice.
drop it 6 degrees.
That would be even more nice.
Mhm.
All right, who's our dark horse?
Dark horse picks. I'm gonna go with Eric Almirola. He's got the field right where he wants him, setting up for an epic playoff.
I thought you
upset.
said it was Daytona. I thought you said he was going to suck.
Well,
until
no,
Daytona.
he's consistently building himself up. We're starting to see
Okay.
some of that speed
The
come
hero's
back.
journey.
You saw Nashville. You saw how he
Heroes.
did at Nashville a couple weeks ago. So watch out for Eric Almirola at Atlanta this weekend. Eric.
I hear you say hero's journey. I immediately think of that George Lucas video we watched on the way back from Road America.
Yeah, that was funny.
It's like, oh, the saga will end. Thank God.
Thank God.
Hey, that's my name. Daddy getting paid.
Daddy gets paid.
It's like, well, my favorite part of the movie was when my name showed up. Yeah.
My favorite part of the movie is that I didn't make it, so no one can blame me this time.
All
Who's
right,
your-
for
Oh, sorry, Danny. I was
dark
asking
horse
you to
for
pick was.
me? I'm gonna go with Stenhouse for my dark horse.
Ooh, I like it. He's always good at Atlanta for some reason.
Yeah, he is.
I don't know why, but I have a feeling about this guy, and it's probably wrong. It probably is, but I think that he'll get a top 15 kind of run with this, and just hang around. I'm going Eric Jones. I think Jones will be my dark horse pick.
Not bad, not bad. I'm going to go with Kurt Busch. We were talking about him earlier, the charge he's been on the last month or so, getting himself back into the playoffs with a little bit of a cushion.
He's been pretty good.
I think, now granted, I was looking this up, a lot of his success, his better runs have largely come at 750 horsepower tracks.
Yeah.
But, I think Chip Ganassi just in general has shown better speed the last few weeks. I think that carries over no matter the track. So I think Kurt Busch, a veteran, solid driver who's at the tip of everyone's tongue when it comes to a silly season, he's continuing to improve his stock, if you will. I think that continues this weekend. He gets a good top 6, top 7.
The chat is mainly going with Suarez.
I see a lot of Suarez's. Yeah.
he was good here in the
top 10.
spring. Yeah, he was running up inside the top 10 for a considerable amount of time.
Didn't he get up to the top 5 for a brief time?
He was up there for a tad bit, maybe. So he was close. He was damn near close.
Let's give Suarez to him.
Denny. Cool. So now who's going to win? What is it, Darian? Who's going to what?
Who's gonna win? Who's gonna win at Atlanta?
I'm gonna go ahead and go first, and I'm also giving Shugs because
Mm.
both Shugs and I are both saying Kyle Larson.
Okay.
Shrugs. All right.
Say
Darian.
it wrong, Eric. It's Shugs, not
Shugs.
Shugs.
I like
Shugs.
Shugs, but Shugs.
Sucks.
Okay. Shugs.
His
Shugs.
his real name is technically when he was a kitten. Claudia told me his real name was Sugar, and it got shortened to Shugs.
Oh, that's cute. I didn't know that. Now that I know the
That's so
backstory,
cute.
I'll make sure I respect the pronunciation.
Hey, look, I'm starting to see. I mean, I know we keep talking about this Hendrick dominance and all, but Kyle Busch, he's starting to show me a little something, man. I'm really like seeing where he's going with his program. I'll go with Kyle Busch. Let me go with Kyle Busch this weekend.
How far back is Darian? 101 points?
Hey, I got nothing to lose.
Hey,
Might
me
as well.
Too. No.
You got to go for it, I guess. That's fair.
Yeah.
It's not a
Kyle
bad pick.
Busch.
Jarrett, what about you?
Based on the trajectory of the moon and the sun, I'm gonna go with Kyle Larson.
I'm taking this really seriously because Larson, all evidence, all logic points to Kyle Larson.
Yeah.
I was looking at the betting odds for this race. It's like Larson and then like everybody else.
Larson then the field.
I'm trying to decide if this is the week I want to take a shot and pick someone different than you, Jarrett, and see if I
Do
shock the world.
do it.
But I
Be
just don't
exciting.
think I just don't think
Larson versus
Atlanta.
family.
I don't think Atlanta is the best track to do it. I look at some of the racetracks coming up with road courses and stuff. I think I gotta stick with Larson here. I can't. I'll make up my points hopefully in the other races. Kyle Larson, man, dude is so good at mile and a halfs this year. It's insane.
There's still 2 super speedways left. Trust me, I'm worried about those ones.
Cool. Now chat, I thought would be more obvious. Definitely a lot of Larsons and a lot of Elliots.
Yeah.
It's more Larson than anything.
That's what it looks like.
Hey, I want to remind you guys. You remember that amazing moment where Fox just showed like 2 straight minutes of the sad Chase Elliott fans in March?
Oh yeah, that's right. They
Like,
did.
I want that to live on. Like, that was like,
That was a good
For it to
moment.
be his
That's
home
funny.
track, I don't remember Atlanta ever being a good track for Elliott.
All right, chat's definitely picking Larson now. They've heard us.
Yeah, Larson.
yeah. All right.
Sweet deal.
Alrighty.
Well, thank you, chat, for playing along. You guys are in 4th place. Possible that you guys can leapfrog the chat or the guest pick. I mean, we'll see what Shugs does.
I need to try and get that podium here, so we'll see what happens. Hopefully.
So this is what's great about it is later in the season, people are going to try and make up points and think of that more in mind than who's actually going to win. And we're going to get some crazy
Yeah.
Hey,
picks.
it's supposed to be fun. That's why we tell people the score so they
Oh,
know
yeah.
what's on the line.
Exactly.
I really appreciate all the super chats you guys have been sending in here tonight. We're going to see if we can get to the rest of these here in the closing moments of the show. Thank you, the Super Squad, for the $1 earlier. Appreciate that. Smooth says, Darian, I'm in Arizona, 108 degrees. I understand.
It sucks.
Is it still in the 110s over there, Darian?
It's 112.
Oh my gosh, has not come down much. Florida sounds good, sent super chat. Bring back FanVision. I would love to see FanVision return. I just want to
miss
see
FanVision.
scanner rentals become more easy. Like, I need to go buy my own scanner now. I used to have one, but it doesn't really work. So
Yeah.
I got to figure that out. Scott McNew, thank you. IMSA, in my opinion, is a very underrated motorsport. It's just different. I feel like it's if you're into the cars, if you're into the strategy of racing and things like that, I feel like
IMSA's your best
IMSA's
bet
your
for
best bet.
sports cars, strategy, all that stuff.
Absolutely. From Rocky Mountain Racer, Corey LaJoie's helmet was terrible. What a joke! He's totally full of everything. Yeah, he's not a Corey LaJoie fan. He
Ooh,
he
go
believes
away.
Corey
Go
LaJoie's,
away. You're no
all right.
fun.
Then we got one from Hot. I'm not gonna read his full name. I love road courses, but my grandpa despises them. How can I change his mind? Also, you should check out some NASCAR meme channels. Oh, we know about some of the NASCAR meme channels.
No, Car Nation. Yeah.
I don't know how, I feel like that's a difficult task you have ahead of yourself. I mean,
he's stuck in the good old days.
I think you could maybe find some clips of them racing on the beaches of Daytona and other road courses early in NASCAR's history, and maybe show them that it isn't as far from their roots as it may
Or
appear on the scene.
You just need to sit them down, tie them to a chair, and say, watch it. Watch it now.
That might be illegal depending on how it goes. So
Watch it. Watch it now.
maybe don't kidnap. That might be
The
considered
way
elder
Danny
abuse.
said that.
We at the NASCAR Weekly Podcast do not endorse kidnapping.
Watch it. Watch it
Okay.
now.
Okay. Better yet, if you are over 21, say, I will give you beer if you'll watch this.
Oh my God.
That would probably work with my grandparents. Yeah. So from Edible Giraffe, thank you. I have a 1/64 scale Jimmy Johnson 2020 throwback diecast. Hey, so do I.
Ooh,
Pretty
what's
cool.
up.
Yeah,
You're
awesome.
funny, Jarrett. I see what you did there.
From Otis, thank you. Danny B to the barber. Give me the Alex Bowman. Hey, kind of. Yeah, I see it.
Hey.
Hey, I want to. I want a look that said I drive the Ally 48. Can you do that?
Way ahead of you, man.
I want to look like a NASCAR boss. Can you help me out? I'm playing.
Oh, see, you just say things, Darren. I can't.
I want to look like I have 3 wins in 2021.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I was watching this the other day, and I don't mean this in a bad way, but I saw your haircut and the shirt you were wearing, and I immediately thought Forrest Gump.
I actually watched that yesterday.
Yeah.
Oh,
There you go. Let me get the Forrest Gump look, so.
hey, there's worse people to be compared to than Tom
It's
Hanks.
honestly not a bad look.
Yeah, nah, it's all right.
You know, NASCAR is like a box of chocolates.
Sure.
You never know who's going to win.
Except
And it
these
is
days
filled
it's
with
Larson.
family.
The family has run its course.
I wish Vin Diesel had a. Well, the closer you can get to Vin Diesel and Forrest Gump coming together is Saving Private Ryan.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, good point.
Yeah.
Thank
What
you.
are you talking about this point? Go watch the super chat.
Thank you for the super chat, Jake. Hear me out. A NASCAR track with negative banking.
I
like
like your thinking,
That
man.
was stolen from NASCAR Chasm. I saw that on Twitter.
I saw it.
Racing Fan for Life 18. Thoughts on Kyle Busch's extra car for this weekend? Have y'all seen it with the green and the gum and stuff? The
Yeah, it's
logo on
good.
the side is huge. I'll give him that.
Very
It looks decent. Looks good. From the Dom Goblin. Did he say Dom? No, sorry.
Family.
Family.
Nice meeting y'all at Nashville. Jarrett, I found one hat so far. Sent it on Twitter.
Oh, yeah.
Perfect photo op
Nice.
with Eric at KB's car. Oh, yeah, that was you. Yeah, that's great to meet you, the Dom Goblin. What are you doing, Darian?
I'm smell. It smells a little bit in here. I was spraying some
Hardy.
Febreze.
It's that hot and sweaty, huh?
What is going on? Why are you paying attention to me the whole time,
I'm
Eric?
sorry,
Why are you
you're
paying attention?
Your little box is right next to the super chats. I'm trying
Everyone's
just so
focused on
entertaining.
Darian and what he's doing in his
See,
current life.
I'm just doing everything tonight.
y'all
I'm just doing
are
too
the
much.
most entertaining part of this show. I
Thank
don't
you.
blame me.
Thank you very much.
The hosts are the most entertaining part. Why?
No,
What?
you three.
What?
I'm the
What?
host this week. Y'all are the commentators. That's
Hey. None of us have come close to your comment you made to me at Danny's.
That was
Oh yeah,
good.
yeah.
That was great.
Yeah,
Thank
Eric's
you.
down bad, guys. He's more down bad.
whoa,
than you
that's
know.
not what that was. That was not what that comment was about.
Y'all hear that?
What?
Yeah, I heard that.
you didn't hear that thunder?
I heard that. Man.
That scared the crap out of
Oh my
me.
gosh.
We're getting everything. Let's make it. Let's make it to the end.
This sounded like a bomb went off out there.
Boom.
The one last firework that didn't get lit the other night.
It got hit by lightning and lit.
The Danky Gamer, thank you. Darian has the best hair. Eric has the best beard. Oh, I don't
thank
think
you.
so. I absolutely do not. Jared, I noticed
Thanks, man.
you trimmed your beard a little bit, didn't you?
I trimmed it up. I
looks
needed
very
to.
clean.
I need to
We're
get
all
the
about
sun.
equal length on the beard now, I'd say.
I
Mine
need to
looks
get
dark,
the
but-
sun to even it out because if I shave it completely, I'm gonna have literally a farmer's tan of a beard.
Yeah.
That would be funny. You should do it just for,
It
just
honestly,
for fun.
it would.
Thank you to the other White Castle. Congrats to Mr. and Mrs. Binks. Nice.
Oh my God.
Groovy Goose. Jarrett should run for governor to help Chicagoland.
See, here's the problem with Illinois and me running for governor. I have too much common sense.
Yeah, I see.
And he's not corrupt enough to do it.
Yeah, I need to be paid off by like every
Yeah.
one of the corporations.
He
in
or
the
he needs
state.
to be. He needs to be a total POS to
Plus,
basically
he
run.
probably wants to get away from Illinois and never look back.
And it probably would work better if I was a war hawk for politics' sake. But whatever. I'm gonna check on the radar here because I don't want to get hit by a tornado.
Yeah.
From Hi again, will I be seeing any of you fine gentlemen at the Bristol night race?
Oh, fine. Oh, fine.
probably.
Debating on that.
Maybe.
I'm not
Yeah,
sure.
maybe we'll see.
Yeah.
Maybe.
From Bobby, thank you. I'm excited for it. He's excited for the Atlanta change. Do you guys think that other tracks will change too? I think it'll every couple of years we might see a change, a track announce something. Like this year it's Atlanta, next year it'll be Auto Club, obviously, and then maybe
I
quiet
could
for
see
a
maybe
little
some
while.
small changes. Like they've changed the Charlotte Roval up some. They might see
Yeah.
another change of that.
Yeah, I could see that. From Boss Motion Racing Network, I live 10 minutes from Atlanta Motor Speedway. Can't wait to burn this weekend. Wow. Just put a little bit of
got dark.
sunscreen on. It's not that
Damn.
hard. Jeez.
Damn.
Just accepted defeat early on. From Scott McNew, his truck, Risky but Deegan, Xfinity, Bush, Cup, Larson, SRX, Biffle. All right, so
Deegan's
I
not
agree
that
with
far
Scott
off
except
there,
for
like-
the truck pick.
Deegan ran way better in SRX at Knoxville than I thought she would. So I wouldn't be shocked if she does good.
It's a more traditional dirt track than Bristol, where she didn't run very well. So we'll see how that
And
goes.
same with Eldora. A lot of the notes that people have from Eldora and Bristol aren't going to help them here.
Then from DJ Big Boss, if Almirola wins at Daytona later this year, I'll make an entire song out of Darian's lightning round yell. Let's
you
do
better
it.
get ready to make that, because I think that's somewhere. That's how I got my.
Dude, I'm rooting for Almirola to win now, just so DJ Big Boss can put this track down for us.
That would be cool. That would be cool.
And then from Sterling Siemens, thank you for the super chat. It was a privilege meeting y'all at Road America. Going to Knoxville tomorrow. You might see Jarrett there.
Nice.
That's awesome.
Nice.
Yeah, great meeting you as well. Let me make sure. Is that the last? Oh, we have one more, I believe, from Hot on the meme channels, specifically F24 Life Spin. So once you spin the UFO, I don't know what that is. That the channel name?
Well, if it's about the UFO, UFO's in for repairs right now.
It's
So
in the
what we'll
garage.
do is we'll take our diecast and spin them real quick.
Spin something. I have
Spin it like an Elliott Sadler
Yeah,
car.
there we go. I have this chapstick.
Well, thank you all so much for all the super chats tonight, and memes included. A lot of good laughs tonight.
Now I can-
Apparently, people are saying there's actually like tornadoes near here. Ooh, that's fun.
Yeah, and also I am so parched right now at the moment.
Yeah, so we're going to get out of here so some of the crew can find shelter and safety and the others can find hydration.
Weren't we talking about this earlier, doing this?
Yeah, we
We
were.
were talking about that earlier.
Oh, man, we've jinxed ourselves.
Well, I see the storm on the radar, but it's a good sized storm, but there's no like warning boxes around you or anything. So
Well, fingers crossed. Stay safe out there, Jarrett. Drive safe, sleep safe, live
It
safe.
started. I think it either is raining harder or hailing now.
Oh no!
probably
Oh
a
yeah,
hard
we
rain
gotta.
because-
Yeah,
Yeah,
it looks like there's a big red area between
that's bad.
Beloit and McChesney Park.
Oh, that's right on
Beloit?
top of you.
That's I'm between Beloit and McChesney Park.
Dude, you're done for. Oh, my gosh. We just see the Chevelle behind you just lift off the ground.
as soon as we get off here, we gotta head up.
It'll be like a flying car, like Fast and Furious, with family.
It's gonna be a quick moving storm. It's not a big one.
That
so.
quick, that
let's
means
go,
it's a
Sam.
tornado. All right, we got to get out of here.
No!
Thank you all for watching. We'll be back next week, same time, different place. We'll be on Danny B's channel at 8 p.m. Eastern time, and we might have a guest. We really don't know. We've had a hard time shoring that stuff up with us being out of town so
We
much.
might get Shugs on for a whole episode. We don't know.
But we're back.
Don't
All right,
worry.
outro is rolling. Jarrett, hit us. Did he hit it?
Oh no!
I never heard it.
Didn't hear anything.
Been here.
Bye, everyone.
Goodbye!